where does it lead to?
Executive Chairman of Tranmere Rovers, Mark Palios, says he wouldn't be surprised if we saw nations boycott the tournament.
I could see that. And if they did boycott the World Cup, don't forget, that's a massive blow to the World Cup's finances, because who's going to be sponsoring the World Cup without Germany, France, England, Spain?
Now, Brentford have announced Jordan Henderson has left the club by mutual consent. It's as he's having talks with Chelsea, which we understand are moving in the right direction. Meanwhile, Danny Welbeck to Stamford Bridge is a pretty much done deal. That's a 2-year contract. He'll now undergo a medical and will join the Blues on their pre-season tour. talkSPORT understands Mauricio Pochettino is on course to agree a new contract and extend his reign as USA head coach through to the 2030 World Cup. Barring unexpected change of heart, the 54-year-old Argentine boss is set to remain in charge of the team for the next cycle. And Saltburn Cricket Club have conceded their cup game against Martin's second team over the viral finger-clicking claims. But the club says they were unable to get a team together due to the holiday season.
talkSPORT News.
Half of England is now officially in a drought and the BBC's axing more big shows. Sinead has more at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Sort your new tyres this summer at a time that suits you best from the comfort of your home or work 7 days a week with our mobile tyre fitting service. Conditions apply.
Cloudy across Scotland and Northern Ireland with some outbreaks of showery rain, although some brighter spells as well. Elsewhere, it'll be dry and sunny.
Good afternoon, you listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Rory Jennings. By Jingo, do we have a good show for you today? We're going to discuss the ongoing battle between FIFA and the rest of the world as Gianni Infantino tries to sell football. British rapper and Tottenham fan AJ Tracy will join us in the studio. We're going to build our World 11 out of some of the incredible, and honestly, wait till you see this list, incredible free agents available right now. Salah's on it, Vardy's on it, many more. And we're going to find out where that team would finish in the Premier League. A bit of fun between me and Rory. And we'll discuss the future of Marcus Rashford. Not a free agent, but are his huge wages stopping him from fulfilling his potential? Do Manchester United still want him? Barcelona, remember, didn't. All that plus, we're going to be joined by former UFC star Darren Till. And we're going to hear from former Spurs and Belgian defender Toby Alderweireld, who's on Breakfast this morning with Andy Goldstein.
I don't think that a 7-year-old can beat me at anything.
By the way, is that true? Is that true? Is that just another Rory saying that you wish you could take back and you didn't say it because you didn't remember saying it? Or is that true?
No, that one is true.
A 7-year-old? I've seen some 7-year-olds batter you at like table tennis.
A 7-year-old?
Batter you at table tennis.
My kids
absolutely batter you.
No, there's not a set.
Can you swim as well? Can you swim? Good swimmer?
I'm a good swimmer. Are you a good swimmer, Addy?
Absolutely not.
Can you
this
swim?
isn't about me. This isn't about...
No,
one second.
You're
this
mad
isn't about me.
You're mad to bring
This
up
isn't
swimming.
about me. This is about you because I'd
rather talk about you and not being able to swim.
I confess a 7-year-old could beat me at a lot of things.
I think it's crazy to not be able to
swim. Could a 7-year-old beat you at darts?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Somehow set this up.
I don't think so. I don't think a 7-year-old. A 7 is young. Yeah. 7 is so young. I just don't think... Like, my daughter is 7 and she is terrible at sport.
She can beat you at gymnastics.
She can. Actually, yeah, I take it all back. No, she can. She's incredible at gymnastics. I can't do anything.
All right, let's hear from Nottingham Forest boss Oliver Glasner, who joined the Breakfast Show live from their training camp in Portugal this morning and was asked what the aim is for his first season at the club.
I think step number one has to be to get consistency into the club, and this is after a very difficult last year. I don't know the reasons, and it's also it's the past. Like the 2 stars, it's the past. So I think you can't rely that you won European trophies in the 70s and 1980s. It's so long ago. I think none of our players has been born at that time. So we have to write our own book. We have to write our own history. And number one is getting consistency into this club, and then building on a very good basement and going step by step forward.
I like that. I like the honesty there, because me and you do this all the time, don't we? We refer to these clubs, Forest, Leeds, as massive clubs because of what they did in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And how long does that last for? Surely that starts to slip away. And ultimately, Forest, where they are right now, yes, look, before Forest fans jump on me, big club, big fan base, but not a big club when you think of what they once were.
They're traditionally huge. They're traditionally huge in the way that Sheffield Wednesday are traditionally huge, in the way that Leeds United are traditionally huge. They're that level of big. I kind of know what you mean in terms of relevance. They've struggled for relevance because they've been out of the top flight for a while. Yeah. But as of late, they've got back to where they once belonged. And if you think about what they've done now, I think this is a masterstroke from Marinakis. I think he's an interesting guy, Marinakis. I do find him like
character.
Yeah, fascinating. But what this appointment is, Oliver Glasner, you know, when you listen to him speak there, when you think about the way that he's conducted himself, when you think about what he's achieved in the game, that is a manager. He is a serious football manager, a top-tier manager.
But are Forest a serious club under Marinakis, which surprises 100%. Me why Glasner's gone there? Well, mate, they've had 4 managers in 12 months. I don't know if you can be a serious owner in a serious club and get rid of managers that quick.
No, but there is something to be said for that. Look, he has made mistakes. Of course he has. Some of the appointments have been lacklustre. Some of them will actually go down in history as being some of the worst Premier League managerial appointments of all time. You think about when Postecoglou went there, for example. It was like just a complete and utter disaster, and will forever be seen as when Les Reed went to Charlton or whatever else. It will go down on that scale. But there's something to be said for this. You know, when you try and right the wrong, the reason why he's appointed 4 different managers in the space, 5 in fact, in the space of 12 months, is because he is looking for the right recipe. He's forever, perennially searching to try and put it right. And I think in the appointment of Oliver Glasner, I think this is top tier. I think this is about as ambitious as they could be. I think that Glasner is a European specialist.
I think you are correct, and I think it's ambitious as it could be. I don't know if it's as ambitious as I expected Glasner to be. We might revisit this conversation. I think it's a fascinating one, but we do have to go back to Glorious Goodwin, which, by the way, is looking absolutely glorious, by the way, because the big race of the week is about to get underway. Talking you through the Sussex Stakes, not quite yet. They're out at the start line, I've been told, but they're not ready yet, so we can quickly continue this. Are you surprised Glasner went there?
No, not really. Not really. I think the ambition of the club, I think the ambition of Marinakis, I think the history of the club, he has gone there because he is a European specialist. Yeah. You look at his contribution to what he has done for football teams in the European context. Like he had Frankfurt, well, firstly, in his first season at Frankfurt, didn't he win Europa League? Yeah. Then he had him in the last 16 of the Champions League the following season. That is serious. He had Wolfsburg. He had Wolfsburg 4th in the Bundesliga playing Champions League football. He is a serious European...
I just expected him, and look, by the way, he was linked with United. I expected Glasner
manager. He should be
going to a top European club, not to Forest, who finished 16th last season and sold their best player.
Yeah, but he is being brought in to get them back into Europe. I think that there is an excitement around the club that you haven't had there for... Well, you've had it once in the last 25 years. You've had it once. That season when Nuno Espirito Santo, it felt like that was... Yeah, they were moving in the right direction.
I think they finished 7th.
Felt like there was a little bit of optimism around the club. I think that now, if I was a Forest fan, I would completely back this guy. If I was Marinakis, I would completely back him. So, you know, when you look at their transfer strategy, I think they've been linked with maybe Bergvall from Tottenham, seen as a Elliot Anderson replacement. If Oliver Glasner wants Bergvall, get him Bergvall. If Oliver Glasner wants Liam Delap, get him Liam Delap. Because if you follow the recipe...
Yeah, but those are signings that get you from 16th to 16th.
No, they're not.
They are. Liam Delap.
Look... Not under the...
You can't be quick enough to get him out of your club.
Not under the tutelage of Oliver Glasner. Look, I don't rate Liam Delap. Yeah. Liam Delap under Liam Rossini is one of the worst comings together of Liam's that's ever happened. But if Oliver Glasner can sprinkle his version of Stardust on him, it will work. Like, there is no jeopardy in appointing Oliver Glasner. Just a top-tier manager. His track record, particularly in European context. Yeah. And Forest fans will definitely agree with this. Forest, under the lights, at the... City Ground, it's a proper European heritage kind of stadium. And I think that they see themselves as a European top-tier team, and he is the man for the job.
Okay, as I said, we might revisit it. I think we are going to get some phone calls about that. Forest fans, get in touch, 03717 223344. Have you got it right finally after 4 managers in the last 12 months? All right, let's go back to Glorious Goodwood. As I said, it is the big race today, the Sussex Stakes. talkSPORT's Lizzie Kelly is alongside Rupert Bell.
Well, not just the big race of the day, this is the most valuable mile race ever run in Europe at 1.5 million. And it has brought together the cream of the crop, not just this year's classic generation, but the older horses as well. So that's why This has brought a huge crowd here to the Sussex Downs to witness this race. With probably all the talk, though, has been about the 3-year-olds. Bo Echo, who looked a picture going down to the start, and Gustard, ridden by Ryan Moore. What do you make of this? Because there's all sorts of things, last-minute bits of gossip going around, but Bo Echo looks a picture, as I say, down at the start.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's pretty relaxed down there. The horses look pretty chilled out, and they're just waiting to load. And Bo Echo is obviously a horse who is chasing another Group 1 at this sort of level at this trip. He's been exceptional so far, winning the Guineas at Newmarket, the St James's Palace at Royal Ascot. This is the next step in what could be an illustrious career. It's certainly been a successful season for him so far. Gustard is his main contender, a horse who proved himself at the top level last season. He won at Royal Ascot. He also went on and won the Juvenile at the Breeders' Cup over in America. Season started perhaps a little bit disappointingly when he was beaten by Bo Echo, but he righted that wrong when winning the Irish version of the Guineas. He was also behind Bo Echo when we last saw him, so he's got a point to prove today. I think there are other horses in here who are interesting. 10 Bob Tony, Seagulls 11, Opera Ballet, but
Another
they've
one,
got something to prove, haven't they?
Really interesting one is Lake Forest, who won here yesterday and is being backed, and I'm hearing being backed into around about 9-1 from 20-1 before the off, and this really would be an extraordinary training achievement to win 2 big races, and perhaps one of the most significant races of them all. But the 5-year-olds, the older horses, have to give weight away to their younger rivals, and that often plays a big point in the favour of the younger horses. Bo Echo just being quietly led forward. So is the horse, one of the outsiders, Seagulls 11, owned by members of Brighton Football Club. Well, they're all in then for this 1.5 million Visit Qatar Sussex Stakes, this eagerly awaited clash. And quickly away Opera Barlow, also quickly away is Kirat, last year's surprise 150-1 winner, looking for Bo Echo early on, just settling. They're sort of spreading out across the course as being booted up to try and set a strong pace is Dorset with Kirat, and Opera Barlow not really setting in the early stages, Lizzie.
Yeah, that's lit him up a little bit.
As they continue now with Dorset setting a strong pace with Kirat, then Opera Ballet, then Seagulls 11, then next up is Gustard on the out. Tracking that one is Bo Echo, Never So Brave is on the inside. Docklands is also up there, and Lake Forest is towards the rear. Round on the outside, Puerto Rico, 10 Bob Tony being restrained by Kieran Schumacher. But Dorset is blazing a big trail here as they start to make the descent into the straight, leading by 2 lengths. Then you've got Kirat, then Opera Ballet, then Seagulls 11, then trying to get closer to the leaders is Gustard. Bo Echo, though, is covered up. Billy Loughnane yet to make his move. He's getting pretty compact and untidy as they come into the straight. Dorset's race may be run now. Kirat comes up, who also was running yesterday. Opera Ballet going well. Seagulls 11 coming under a bit of pressure. Billy Loughnane's got a wall of horses in front of him. He's going to have to switch to come on the outside. 10 Bob Tony's coming. Bo Echo now has got clear daylight, but Opera Ballet with a furlong to go has it. Gustard, Bo Echo. Will this horse sprout wings? Gustard trying to get into Opera Ballow's lead. Here comes Bo Echo, Gustard, and Opera Ballet having a battle. Gustard, here comes Bo Echo on the outside. Bo Echo is flying. Is he going to get there? My word, he has! How has he done that? Unreal. He looked beaten with half a furlong to go, but he sprouted wings to win by half a length. Oh my word! Opera Ballet in third, 10 Bob Tony in fourth, but Bo Echo produced magic in the final stages to snatch victory. He is a superstar.
Billy Loughnane had to do a very obvious gear change to come wide. He knew he was in trouble. He was boxed in, had nowhere to go with 2 Ballydoyle runners on his outside. Gear change. Let's go left-handed right down the centre of the track. No rail to follow. And
wow. Me and Rory in the studio are getting excited about that one, just because when you're hearing, and look, Rupert and Lizzie were explaining diligently, right, about Bo Echo and how Bo Echo is the odds-on favourite, but you're watching it and you're thinking, they've got it wrong here. I mean, he's boxed in, and I think Lizzie kind of summed it up correctly. He had to do a gear change, almost drop down a gear, go on the outside, and then go, and in the end won it by a short head. But looking back at it, we've got it on the screen right now, fascinating. Look, Rory, I know we're not horse racing experts, but you see him now, Boeco, he's in 6th place.
That's glorious, isn't it?
And you think he's blocked in. There's nowhere to go.
Just finds the angle and takes over.
I guess that's the jockey, Billy Loughnane, just knowing what his horse is capable of.
Yeah.
But this is close. And in the end...
Oh, it's powerful.
Does win
so
it by...
good.
Yeah,
Love it.
Wins it by half a length in the end. But honestly, fascinating race it really was. Can we get them back? Because I've got 101 questions to ask Rupert and Lizzie, honestly, about it.
We're here if you can hear us.
I can hear you now, Rupert. Look, Rupert, me and you have done the horses for many a year. That's one of the most exciting finishes. Just because, again, I don't know if you heard me saying there, I'm watching it thinking they've maybe got this wrong here. Like, Boeco looked boxed in. It looks like he had nowhere to go. And then, I mean, Lizzie, you explained it really well when you said he dropped a gear, went up another gear, and then bang, done enough.
Yeah, it was unreal. Like, he had to get out because Christophe Soumillon and Ryan Moore were both on his outside, and he knew exactly what they were trying to do, and he's managed to squash his way through. But you just sort of thought, he's going to run out of racecourse. There's not enough time to reel them in, and he still managed to do it. And it was phenomenal. This horse, it manages to sort of snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. He's unbelievable.
Oh, you can probably hear the cheers this horse is being greeted with as he comes back to the winner's enclosure. I'm just looking at a replay again. I still can't believe how he got there. Because with half a furlong to go, he's a long way down. You think Gustard has gone and won it, and then suddenly, whoosh! As we watch I mean, it's just unbelievable. That turn of foot is what makes this sport unbelievable. And Billy Loughnane, 20 years of age, he is the new superstar in the weighing room, and he showed his ability then because he was under pressure because they were all trying to stop him. You know, you say there's team tactics, but the Ballydoyle lot knew what they were doing there, but Boeco has proved that he's just out of the top draw. 11-10 on favourite. That was something special. Gustard, Opera Ballet runner, great race in defeat. That weight differential probably undid him, that £8. But isn't it great? We've got an unbeaten superstar to win the 2,000 guineas, the St James's Palace. Now this is such a rare feat to do it in the same year. And Boeco is now going to go down as one of the modern greats. We can't call him Franco yet, but he's heading in the right direction.
You almost felt like he got the distance wrong. You almost felt like, okay, as Billy thought this is a 1 mile 1 or 1 mile 2, because the ground started to run out very, very quickly. And I guess, Lizzie, that's just, how in sync he is with the horse. He knows what the horse is capable of doing and when it's time to let this horse go.
Yeah, there's also an element of, as well, from a jockey's perspective, that you press the buttons and you just really hope what you think will happen happens. And there's like no way of knowing if it will. You're just literally praying it does. But obviously, like, he knows Boeco, he'd have ridden him plenty at home and things like that. But yeah, on the day, the horses do have to produce it. And today, Boeco, like, he's just an absolute hero. He's tiny as well. He's really small, really light on his feet. He's not a big hulk of an animal. And yet he's just able to battle away like a little terrier, to be honest.
And what I liked is, as you admitted, you're not only great race fans, but you're sports fans. And there you were watching sport on the edge, having to find a way to win. And that's what Boeco and Billy Loughnane did. And I think that's why racing can get under your skin, because if you look at that, you can see both horse and jockey trying to work out this conundrum that had been thrown at them, and they found a way to do it. And that was what I thought was something really special to see. Boeco, Gustard, once again, is having to play second fiddle to the horse, but he can hold his head up high because he's illuminating the summer. These two are great rivals now, but Boeco seems to have got his measure.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Rupert Bell, Lizzie Kelly there, Boeco winning the big one at the Sussex Stakes at Glorious Goodwood. And they'll be very, very happy owners because, as they said at the start of that race, it's a $1.5 million race. Yeah, they'll be very, very, very happy owners. All right, when we come back, we're going to get an update as to what's going on at the Commonwealth Games.
Up and said you got 10 players better than John Stones.
But
I said all time. I didn't say Prem, but let's stick to Prem, all right? Let's do this.
Go on.
Virgil van Dijk, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Vincent Kompany.
Yeah. That's five.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we going Tony Adams?
Oh, yeah.
No.
No, you're not going to say...
No, but go on.
Go on. I
Sol
would.
Campbell.
I'd do Sol Campbell, defo.
And I'm a Tottenham
Sol
fan. so
Campbell,
Sol
come
Campbell
on.
out.
Come on, Jamie.
Keep going.
I'm going Sol Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh. Gary Pallister.
Carvalho.
Mate, come on.
Carvalho.
Don't help him. Why are you helping him? Carvalho's not better than John Stones.
Carvalho. Ricardo Carvalho.
Jamie,
Jamie,
hear me
give
out.
me a break, man.
On his day, prime to prime, one game for a final, Ledley King.
Yeah, Ledley King. What, you telling me Ledley King? Oh, come on, Jamie.
Listen, Jamie, not for career, but for one game in his prime.
Thank you. Far too kind.
I love it. I feel like you're doing all your royalty music.
It gets eaten early, doesn't it?
Gets eaten early, and then, 6:10, we've just got, beats coming out. Like nothing, just noise, nothing. I listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, Rory Jennings in partnership with Jack and Mo Styling Brands. For every single man still to come, we are going to be joined in the studio by rapper and Spurs fan. The biggest Spurs fan. To him, Spurs... even if they finish 15th, they're the best team in the league. He'll find a way. Don't know, but when you look at the wages and the average age of the players, no. Anyway, he's going to join in and try and defend Spurs, who I think will look a bit better this season under De Zerbi, and some good signings as well. Tonali, obviously being one of them, and Andy Robertson, who they can't yet call Robbo. We'll talk about that a bit later. Just quickly though, Jack Grealish isn't a part of Man City's pre-season tour of Hong Kong and Seoul over the next 11 days, with reports suggesting he's continuing to recover from a foot injury. Jordan Henderson has terminated his Brentford contract ahead of a potential move to Chelsea. Did have a year left. We'll talk about that a bit later, but now it's time to get an update on the Commonwealth Games with BYD.
Commonwealth Games update on talkSPORT with the BYD Dolphin Surf City Smart Ocean Cool 100% electric fun.
Yeah, from 7 p.m. over on talkSPORT 2, you can hear live coverage of the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, and we'll, of course, keep you right up to date with all the action as it goes on today right here on talkSPORT. But let's get the latest update of what's been going on the last 24 hours with talkSPORT's John Cushion, who's there for us. John, bring us up to date first if you can.
Yeah, afternoon, Addy. It's all going to plan so far. The words of Josh Kerr talking to me after his win in the heats of the Commonwealth Mile. The Scottish world record holder told us he'd break that record in London, of course, just a few weeks ago. He did that. The Olympic silver medalist also told us he wants this Commonwealth gold. We'll see on Saturday night whether he can do that. The final will include his fellow Scottish world champion, Jake Whiteman, Australia's Cam Myers, and also the reigning Commonwealth 1500-metre champion, Oliver Hoare. He is in the final tonight, despite falling in the heat and not qualifying. He has been reinstated on appeal, so he will be in the final. It's going to be a huge one on Saturday night, and there's another huge race that's happening at the end of the swimming championships here in these games tonight as well. But it's not going to include the British champion and the defending Commonwealth champion, Duncan Scott, because he is out of the men's 200 metres freestyle. Didn't qualify this morning in the heats in the quickest time, didn't qualify in the top 8, so he is out of that final, despite, of course, as I say, being the reigning champion, being an Olympic medalist, silver medalist as well. Tom Dean, James Guy for England. We've got Jack McMillan of Northern Ireland. Wales is silver medalist from last night, Matt Richards. 2 Aussies, 2 Kiwis. It is the biggest race in the swimming pool of the week, and that is this evening as well. Loads of other stuff going on. 3x3 basketball gold medal matches tonight. England, the defending champions, against Australia at 7:30. A rematch of what happened in Birmingham. England will be hoping that they get the same. And then loads more boxing. We had 3 Welsh wins earlier on today. Rosie Eccles, Owain Hannah Allen and Orlando Holy Satomi, all guaranteeing medals for Wales. Michaela Walsh of Northern Ireland also getting her 4th medal in Commonwealth Games history in 4 games. They all won quarterfinals, and there are 10 more home nations in boxing action tonight. It's all happening. Glasgow2026.com. There are still tickets there, and of course the Commonwealth Games is live across the talkSPORT network.
John, it was an amazing night, wasn't it, of swimming and athletics. We have to talk about it. Amy Hunt.
Yes.
She took the silver, which is obviously something to celebrate, but she seemed to think that she let herself down. What did you make of it all?
Yeah, I spoke to her straight afterwards, Rory, and she explained that she'd rescued that silver medal. That was the phrase that she said to me. I rescued the silver medal with 60 metres gone. And I was like, well, how do you do that? Are you like thinking? And she, and ultimately what she said is that when she's quite a tall sprinter, she's a world outdoor silver medalist, of course. She said, look, I'm a tall sprinter, and sometimes in races you can get caught up in running at the stride lengths of smaller runners. And so that's what she felt like she was doing, and she halfway through the race and went back to her what she should be doing, her stride pattern, and it got her right back into it to win that silver medal. And I think it was a win for the silver medal, because halfway through she wasn't going to get a medal, so she did rescue it. So I think ultimately she wanted the gold medal. She said that she came here for the gold. She's off to the Europeans in a couple of weeks in Birmingham, and no doubt we'll see her running brilliantly there. But I think she was generally pleased with that medal ceremony, and the conditions were ridiculous. That was the phrase that Kate O'Connor, the heptathlon, who looks like she's going to be the gold medalist tonight, she told me it was ridiculous, the conditions. But we're kind of used to them in this country, although they were a bit crazy. And Amy Hunt, as you say, will get her medal tonight. She's being presented that tonight, so we'll see her get the silver around her neck. But she did say, I need to stop wearing silver, because I've now got a world silver medal, now got a Commonwealth silver medal. I don't want any more silver.
Very quickly, I almost felt like it was, if you had a bit of money on who would win both the sprints, the men and the ladies, you'd have made a lot of money back. I don't think many had Zoe Hobbs as the favourite, especially from the outside.
Yep.
Like, yeah, exactly. New Zealand never win when it comes to sprints. They just don't do it. And Emmanuel Esame, I mean, if you know your sprints, you would have known of him, but his rise in the last 5 years, and 9.83 in those conditions is insane.
I mean, that's faster than Linford Christie ran. That's faster than Otto Belden ran in these games. Frankie Fredericks. These are all sprinting legends. And he took the games record, and he did 2 national records, one in the semi-final and one in the final. He's Cameroon's first ever men's 100 metres Commonwealth champion. I said to him afterwards, I was like, you need to change your social media profile. You just need to say I'm the fastest man in the Commonwealth. And he went, oh yeah, I like that. And you're right. He's coming through, and I think he ran today actually in the 200 metres, because again the 200 metres is happening, and it's not about where you finish in the race, it's about times. So he had to come out and deliver a time in the top 17, which he did, so he's through. So arguably you could be looking at it, Zarnell Hughes also through, but you could be looking at maybe a double. I'm not sure he will win the 200 double, but certainly the 100 he looked really, really impressive, and as you say, quick times, super quick times. Jeremiah Azu, the Welsh sprinter, was 5th again, and he just looked at me afterwards and just said they were just all too quick. They were the top 4 were all under 10 seconds in the pouring rain in Glasgow. It was a remarkable night.
It really was, and I think more remarkable nights to come. John, appreciate you, my man. Thank you very much. More from John Cushin, who's at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow a bit later. All right, still to come, we are going to be joined in the studio by rapper and big Spurs fan and boxing fan, Mr. AJ Tracy. But first, it's time for No Googling. All right, Rory, you ready?
I'm so ready.
This is not just for the audience.
Very seriously.
This is for you.
Right.
With Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson set to sign for Chelsea, we want to know Can you name the only player who had already made over 500 Premier League appearances before making his Chelsea debut? Can you name a player that's already made 500 Premier League appearances before making his Chelsea debut?
I can.
Okay, wait.
I can. I guess I definitely can.
Go on then.
Mark Hughes.
No. No. Answer when we come back.
No.
Chaps, how are you?
We're good, man. How you doing today?
Morning,
You all right?
Jeff.
You well?
I'm all right. Goldstein, are you on a wind-up with this Kane to Chelsea thing?
Well, no. I never said it. I asked the question.
Yeah, you done it on purpose, so I'd ring up, didn't you?
Sol Campbell went to Arsenal, didn't he?
No, I knew you was going to come
Tevez
up
went to
with
Man
that.
City. It happens. Definitely happens.
Listen. Kane is proper Tottenham. Don't you know that? Don't you know that?
I know he's proper I know that. I don't think he would do that.
Of course he wouldn't. So why are you talking about it and winding me up
Jeff,
for?
let me ask you this. Jeff.
I've been working all night on a night shift, right? I'm going home, right? I was all chilled out and relaxed, looking forward to going home.
Now you're all bitter and twisted.
Sorry, Jeff. Sorry.
And now I switched, right? And now you're winding me up with this. I'll tell you what, if Kane goes to Chelsea, I'll do anything you say. Anything you want.
Well, that sounds weird.
Anything.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the taxman at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Big track. Big track. This is more before you were born, Jack, to be honest with you. When were you born? What year? 90, yeah, there you go. Born on the day. You look about 22, Jack. Sorry, it's a good thing to look young, my man. It is. You listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo alongside Mr. Rory Jennings. A few moments ago, we brought you the first of today's No Googling questions. We asked, simple question. For a Chelsea fan, it's a simple question. Can you name the only player who'd already made over 500 Premier League appearances before making his Chelsea debut? I mean, it's easy. Think about it.
It's easy when you've got the answer in front of you.
People. There's only really a couple of positions on the pitch where you make over 500 appearances.
I think I got the answer.
You should have.
Is it Mark Schwarzer?
So who told you?
No, because you said it was Mark, and then you said there's only a couple of positions. I was like, okay, it's a keeper.
He just cheated. Did he cheat?
No, I didn't. There's no cheating.
I saw him.
There's literally no way. You said because I said Mark Hughes, you were like, I thought you were going to get it right because it's a photo. There's no.
He googled. He closed the tab.
Impossible.
It's not impossible with you. It's actually not impossible.
You gave it away there when you said there's only a couple of positions.
I gave you the goalkeeper. You had to get it right.
I thought Mark Hughes, and then you said it was Mark. I started thinking it was Mark Steen. I was like, it can't have been Mark Steen.
Mark Bosnich.
You said Mark. I was trying to name Marks who played for Chelsea.
Mark Cucurella.
Marcus Alonso.
He went everywhere. Mark Schwarzer already played over 500 games. He played 504 Premier League games before his Chelsea debut back in September the 24th, 2013. Really good pundit now as well. All right, still to come, we're going to be discussing the fallout from FIFA's latest money grab, and it's a big one. But now, it's time for this.
Yo, it's the Hyperman set. AJ Tracy driving direct.
What a goal that is!
Yeah, this is our feature, Driving Direct. We are, of course, joined in the studio by rapper and Spurs fan AJ Tracy. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. How you doing, man?
Not bad at all. Let's talk World Cup. We'll save the Spurs stuff because it's difficult, isn't it, really? Because Spurs are in a mess right now, AJ.
Are we?
Well, look, there you go. Look, the defence is over there.
You can't let it go. You can't let it go. You've got to challenge immediately. Yeah.
Sure. Let's talk about the World Cup. You're out there, obviously, doing loads of bits for talkSPORT as well.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
I had a great time. Literally, time of my life. I'm not even joking. It was an honour, pleasure. I couldn't quite believe it. I had to pinch myself. I had a great time, man.
Yeah. And look, you obviously look at it quite different because you went out there just for the one game.
Yeah, I just went to the game, England-Mexico.
The game you
only just went England-Mexico, one of the greatest stadiums ever.
Oh no, that's why I went. Like, it was the game that I had to go to. It's such a historic stadium. So much has happened there. The second that England were on a pathway to potentially play in that stadium,
you booked it.
I had to go, and then the fact that it was Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, look, it was, obviously they played Ecuador, and it could have been Ecuador. And I think, like, my mates who I'd booked with, they hoped it was because they thought we were more likely to win, more likely to get tickets. You want Mexico.
You want the hard one, man. Yeah, man.
You want the historic one.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best footballing experiences of my life.
The whole thing, like, just going down to 10 men, like everything.
No, everything.
Incredible.
Oh, mate.
To do it in their stadium.
Singing Wonderwall in the Azteca with only about 4,000 English, watching Jude Bellingham sort of join us, like get over the hoardings and join us, watching Harry Kane get over the hoardings and join us. It was actually the moment. It's quite painful to talk about now, really, because it was the moment that I believed we were going to do it. I felt like, oh my God, there is something happening here. There is actually a chance that this could happen.
Yeah.
And obviously we know how it all ended. The tail ended there, but undoubtedly one of the best football nights I've ever had in my entire life.
Jude was incredible in the World Cup, wasn't he?
Oh, he's unbelievable.
Just outstanding. Like,
I remember people on this station saying he shouldn't go.
Certain people. I wish we could just clip them all. I wish we could find the clips of all of them.
Can I push back a little bit here though? Just a look.
There is no pushback you can do.
There is one bit of pushback that I think is important, and weirdly for me, I'm on the right side of history here.
Okay.
It's a very rare occasion that I actually got this. I love Bellingham and I always have, and I said that he should always start for England.
Okay.
But the reason that I'm pushing back is to just do the journalists that were suggesting that maybe he shouldn't go, to do the YouTubers justice who was suggesting that he shouldn't go. The reason that they were talking about that, the reason that they were putting that theory forward, it wasn't just some mad creation that they came up with.
Mm-hmm.
They were echoing the sentiment of the England manager. The England manager didn't fall in love with Jude Bellingham.
They can't think for themselves.
No, but the reason
they echo, they haven't seen Jude for the last 4 years. They just go with
if Thomas Tuchel,
of someone that's been in the job for a day.
Ade, if Thomas Tuchel had come out and said, "I'm going to build a team around Jude Bellingham," which is actually what he should have done and what he did by the end. If he had come out early doors and said, "Jude Bellingham is my guy," nobody would have contested it. It was the fact that he was left out of squads. It was the fact that Thomas Tuchel spoke about his own mother spoke about Jude Bellingham being repulsive.
You know what it was though? There was a conversation about him and his ability whether or not he's good enough to play for England.
But that all came from Tuchel.
I'll be honest, boys. I got an easy answer here, very easy. I've been calm and collected. Usually I got a lot to say. I've been chilling, listening to what you're saying. You got some fair points, and you're allowed to have your opinion. But what I will say is, the average football fan nowadays is a lot more informed than we used to be, yeah? We've got social media, we've got internet, we've got our own eyes. We can watch every league across the world using the internet, yeah? What I will say is, just because the manager doesn't like the player doesn't mean that we automatically have to think that the player is not good enough. Let me land. I get what he said. I get what his mum said, all of that. I wasn't hearing any of that personally because that's just nonsense. I don't care what your mum's saying respectfully about any of the players because what's she got to do with anything, respectfully. But also it's that managers get chopped and changed all the time. If they knew best, they'd be in their job forever, respectfully. They would just be in that job permanently, right? Because obviously they know best, but they don't know best. Sometimes the players need a type of manager who's going to put their arm around someone and say, you might not be playing your best right now, but I know what you can do. Like Cole Palmer. Why was Cole Palmer not there?
Yeah,
Cole Palmer should have been there, respectfully.
I agree.
Respectfully. Sometimes it's not about, okay, cool, these guys are doing well in form, but Cole, you know what Cole's about.
Yeah.
You know what he's about. We could have used him. We definitely could have used him. Yeah. So it's a shame, but even Maguire, I think Maguire should have went.
Yeah.
I think Hall should have went.
No, it was crazy. It was, and do you know what was really crazy in the fallout? You had Thomas Tuchel talking about, like, quite arrogantly and actually quite aggressively, talking about the lack of DNA, the football DNA. We didn't have the players. We didn't have the players with the ball retention. England doesn't have the DNA. I'm like, no, we do. But the best footballers, the best techie footballers, for example, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Cole Palmer, Phil Foden.
The specialists.
You left them at home.
The specialists.
You left them at home. You built a team on athletes, and that's fine, by the way. I think Jed Spence was excellent. But you can't build a team built on athletes and then go, God, they don't look after the ball that well.
I also think it's just a cop-out to say it's not in our DNA because respectfully, we've got Real Madrid, Bayern Munich players in there. If you want them to pass the ball, just tell them to pass the ball.
Completely.
If you bring Dan Burn on early, what are you translating to the team? What are you saying with that? You're saying, defend, boys. I've got a big man on, defend. Yeah. Ridiculous. Insane. Ridiculous. I was in the stadium. I swear to God, I tapped my mate. I said, that's it, we're done. I'm not even joking. I tapped my mate. I said, we're done. 100% we're done.
I wish I'd been with you because when I was watching the game, I wasn't in the stadium, but when I was watching the game, I booked a flight to the final. So I could have really done with you. I could have really done with you.
As soon as he done that Anthony Gordon, Ezri Konsa switch.
That was the one.
I was like,
I agree, Eddie. That was the one.
Because Gordon was actually having success.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
No, that had to be Rashford.
Yeah.
It was so frustrating. Yeah, but
I've got a lot of things to say, but at the end of the day, what I will revert to him, just all respect to the manager, I will say we're not the managers. He is the manager. He's the gaffer. It's his ultimate decision at the end of the day, which I respect. But what I will say is the line was drawn for me when he came out and said it's not in our DNA because, bro, respectfully, that's a crazy cop-out. You got some of the best players in the whole world to say it's not in our DNA. Tell them to pass then. You're the manager. You're the gaffer. Tell them how to play then. Tell them to pass the ball. You think these guys don't know how to pass? You seen Kane's passing. Drew can pass the ball. They can all pass the ball.
I'll tell you who else is quite good on the ball. Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Of course.
And you didn't take him.
Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Eze's good on the ball. I'm not going to lie to you. Respectfully, we've got ball players, but if you tell them to, hey, we're going to defend against... If you give... This is what rattled my head so much. I sat there and I'm like, I'm no manager, right? But if you give the best player in the world 30 minutes to find a solution, I bet you will find one. And he did. What do you think? You can't give him free roam and say, we're going to lock up and you got 30 minutes to do your best. He'll do his best. Of course he'll do his best. It's insane. It's insane. But respectfully, as I said anyway, just quickly to round off on that, he is the manager. I personally don't believe he should be the manager anymore. That's my personal opinion. I'm not stuck on this. He has to be British. I'm not stuck on that either. But I would have liked to see Lee Carsley or someone get a shout, get a try. What's the point of the system building up managers if we're not going to ever use them and give them a chance?
Yeah, look at the Spanish manager.
And also, but I also would have took Pep before I took Tuchel, respectfully also. Yeah. Just saying.
On Jed Spence, very quickly, I mean, you mentioned Trent, and obviously as ex-Liverpool, I love Trent. I think he's fantastic.
Yep.
That right-back position, Jed Spence has locked that down with Reece forever now. Like, I think Jed was fantastic.
I think it depends on the system. Like Jed Spence did brilliantly.
It depends on the manager. I think Thomas Tuchel would always go Jed now. Like he's almost done himself proud out of the World Cup to the point where there were question marks of Jed. Like as soon as he came, I was like, what's Jed doing? Then I was like...
For you lot. Not for us. For you lot.
You knew he was that good, yeah? For England.
I know, of course. Well, not for England, but I know he's that good as a player just because your team's not playing that well. All right, just quickly, boys, yeah? We're not doing...
How many times do you ship him out on loan?
Wait. I hear... Not me, by the way. Not me, but I hear you. I would not.
You represent Tottenham today.
Cool, I represent Tottenham. Here's what I'm going to say quickly, yeah? Representing Tottenham at the World Cup, Christian Romero, where did he get? To the final, right?
Yeah.
Porro, where did he get? He won it. Jed, where did he get? No, what I'm saying though is Van der Ven, they both played really well. Yeah. What I'm saying is it's not always about the personnel you have. There's a lot of other factors that go into it. You can have the best players in the world playing in the wrong system and they won't do what they need to do because they're not allowed. That's the truth. Vinny at Arsenal, just quickly, would have been an amazing signing, but also he doesn't track back. And that's what Arteta wants from his players. So unless he was going to form his whole way of playing football, I didn't think that made sense, respectfully. Would have been a great signing, would have been a great player, but unless you're giving him free roam, I don't really see it.
There's something about it, isn't it? It isn't just the best players. We always get that like FIFA.
Yeah.
We saw that with France.
Exactly.
France by far the best squad in that World Cup by some distance.
For sure.
And the way Spain just outplayed them on the pitch, it shows that it is about systems. Very quickly, we are going to talk with you about Spurs in the second bit, so don't go anywhere because this one could get tasty between Chelsea and Spurs. It's going to be fun. Me and Rory having a massive debate yesterday about John Stones or Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
Who do you think's the better?
As a better player?
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
It's laughable, isn't it?
Come on, boys. I already know what his answer is because he's so controversial.
Yeah.
So obvious. I bet he snuck in Madders in there somewhere as well because this guy just hates Madders. Let me tell you now. We're not having that debate. I'm not even going to let you get off the ground. Van Dijk. We're not even going to get off the ground. We're not going to get off the ground. Much respect to John Stones. He's done it all. He's won it all. Van Dijk, respectfully. Give him his flowers, man. We're not doing that.
I just don't understand how John Stones...
You're outnumbered, bro. You're outnumbered.
I'm always outnumbered. It doesn't mean I'm wrong.
For a reason. If you're always outnumbered, if you walk around and it always smells like poo, it might be on your shoe, mate. I'll be honest.
Stick with us. When we go back, we are going to talk a bit of Spurs of AJ Tracy. Thomas Tuchel, what he said, he's a key player for us, whether as a starter or as a substitute. The word substitute will even be uttered about Virgil van Dijk. Imagine someone saying that to Virgil van Dijk, even at 40.
No, I think
be a substitute.
No. You're massively cherry picking.
I'm not saying. No. Sorry, they just played the clip. No. They just played the package, and it was Thomas Tuchel, the England manager, saying he's a key player for us, whether as a starter or a substitute.
This is appalling from you. This is the very definition. You know when Donald Trump's moaning about fake news? It's you.
Sorry, I just basically quoted what the England manager said.
Okay. How important is context? The reason that he spoke like that is because he was accused of taking an injured player to a tournament. So the reason that he said he's going to be a key player for us, whether he's a substitute or whether he's a starter, is because it was suggested that you shouldn't take a player who has had an injury-ravaged season.
Oh, no.
So therefore,
injury-ravaged career.
Injury-ravaged career, fine. But the reason that he was talking about being a...
Good afternoon, you're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, Rory Jennings, AJ Tracy, all in partnership with Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo. Still to come, we are going to be discussing the continued fallout from FIFA's latest money grab. This one's a big one. A bit of transfer news very quickly. Savinho wants to leave Man City and join Spurs. Spurs want everyone, don't they? Greedy. PSG winger Bradley Barcola has reportedly verbally agreed to join Liverpool. Now, though, we are joined by AJ Tracy. It's only right that we look ahead to what Spurs could be doing this season. Their former defender Toby Alderweireld joined the Breakfast Show this morning, and he said that standards at the club have slipped, but it's been an exciting summer.
easy. The only positive thing is the trophy, of course. That's good. Finally. On the other hand, you see that the team is struggling, and they don't have the same standards anymore than we had. I think when I arrived, I think almost every season we got in top 4. We like you said, we challenged for the title. Unfortunately, we didn't win it. But I think there was difficult times as well, because we White Hart Lane, we went to Wembley, then we went to the new stadium. But still, we did well. And now you see that. It hurts a little bit in the last 2 years, but I see some difference now. The transfers that they did, it's all positive. I think it's Premier League proven players, because that's something you need. Because of course, you cannot have a season like last season.
Ade Oladipo, the former Spurs defender, former Belgium defender, talking to the Breakfast Boys this morning. All right, AJ, some big signings have come in. That's again, just take it in slowly. We can't just get you excited with it. Of the ones, Tonali, Fernandes, Van Hecke, Dubravka, Robbo coming in as well. What's the biggest one?
I mean, biggest just by metrics, you're gonna have to say Tonali. But for me personally, it's Fernandes. I think
he's good, isn't he?
What a player, man.
Yeah,
what a player. Good player, bro.
Liverpool wanted him, United wanted him. He chose to go to Spurs.
It's big.
Love that.
It is big here from Tottenham. I think, look, we've seen false dawns at Tottenham before, and almost no club are like Tottenham in being able to press the self-destruct button. But from the outside looking in, they've got a serious manager. It feels like there is a shift. Like the Daniel Levy era is over. The Lewis family are now running the club. It feels like there is more ambition, more desire to get to the top, more desire to spend money. And the players that they're signing, I feel like, are exactly the kind of players that they should be signing. Feels like they're getting it right, which is a horrible thing to say.
On that, the fact is, the last couple of seasons, yes, with a trophy sort of in there, so you can't discount that, but it's been 17th and 17th.
Yeah.
Even with these signings, and as Rory said, and I agree, De Zerbi, fantastic manager, although he can blow a gasket as well and just lose it when he wants to lose it. Good manager, but maybe not a long vision manager, maybe for now. What are the ambitions next season then? With the new signings?
I think with these signings, if we didn't get these crazy signings, I would have just said I'll be happy finishing anywhere like 10th-ish, around there. Just, some improvement. But now with these signings, I'd say we got to get European spots, I'll be honest. I think...
What European?
Any European spot. I mean, not conference, no. I mean, Europa up, I think is like, that would be a good... All right, cool. Tottenham are moving in the right direction.
Top 6, top 7.
Top 6 or 7, I'm personally happy. I'm content. If we get top 4, I'll be over the moon. Anything above that is just, we're going crazy, I'll be honest. So I'm happy.
Do you still feel... I look at it, and again, all fantastic signings. Honestly, the free ones are fantastic as well.
Van Hecke and Senesi, I thought those are great signings as well. That's just like Robbo for the experience. I think they've really gone and got players that we really needed, like you said, which is addressing some problems.
It's the perfect window for Tottenham.
We do need a goal scorer. We do need a goal scorer. I think it's so funny because, you know, to the end of Son leaving the club, I used to go to the grounds and hear a lot of people like, he's lost his legs, this and that, blah, blah. I thought, you lot, when we don't have Son, you're going to realise what we had. Like, you're going to realise. As soon as he went, I'm like, look, Son would have started any of these games where we can't get a word in. He would have just hit one from 30 yards and now we don't have anything like that.
That's the way I feel about Liverpool letting Salah go.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? You know Salah gets you 10 at least a season.
He does. But one thing I will say is, though, the attitude then plays into it. Because at least with Son, he doesn't want to go on the bench, but he understands he's coming to the end of his... He will sit on the bench and he'll do what he needs to do for the club. Salah, I can't lie to you, I don't think he's like that, bro. He's not hearing it. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? So, Mane, personally, this is super controversial, just quickly. I think I would have kept Mane over Salah. That might be crazy.
That's very controversial.
It might be. It might be.
You can't just say that and just stop. It's very controversial.
I've said it.
I tell you what, though, Addy, Tottenham do feel like they are getting it right. Like, De Zerbi is an excellent manager. I think that is just a given.
I think he's... You know, see what you're saying? I can 100% remember me and you saying this start of last season. We said, Thomas Frank, you know what? I think they've got it right.
But the ambition is different in terms of these signings. Like, they've gone out and they spent over 200 million quid like that.
Yeah.
They've gone out wants as well. on exactly who they should be signing as well. Yeah. They're not project players anymore. Like, they're not going... Like, look, he's been a very good player. I rate him quite highly. But, you know, when they were signing Bergvall and Gray, they were signings with furtherance. They were signings for tomorrow. They were signing with selling on fee. What they've done now, Tottenham, is almost put that to bed and just sign players for the here and now. Yeah, like going and signing Andy Robertson is obviously only a signing for today, but it's exactly what they need in that dressing room. I think if they get it right, and obviously this is up to now De Zerbi, but if they get it right and they bring in a centre forward, somebody that can score serious amounts of goals, they're going to have a really good season.
Yeah, that's the problem though, isn't it? Everyone is searching for that centre forward that can score goals.
There's not many. The market's quite dry. There's not many.
There just isn't any.
Small market, very small market.
Yeah, we're going to do a free transfer sort of brief a bit later. Vlahovic is on there.
Vlahovic, yeah.
Who's been linked with United. Like 4 years ago, everyone wanted him.
Yeah.
That could be a potential guy up front.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think if I was Spurs and I was going out to get a 9, there's only 3 players I'll try to get, not including trying to persuade Kane to come back, not including that. But I would say Kroupy. I would love to get Kroupy over the line. That's an amazing signing. I would go for Osherman if they have the money to pay the wages and the image right stuff. I know going away, or Alvarez. I think that's the only ones you would go for if you want to up your levels. No, but if you want to sign big players, you sign 100 mil and an 85 mil midfielder.
How much money have you got left?
Well, I'll be real. I can't wait to see Madders in front of those two. You know what I'm saying? Doing his magic. I know you can't wait for that personally. You'll be there with popcorn.
Madders in that 10.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
What do you think?
Can't wait. In between the spaces on the half turn, you don't know about it.
I'm not sure he gets in the team. Genuinely, I don't think he gets in the team.
Hear this guy. You're gonna see.
Do you honestly think that he starts in your
Mate,
first?
I'll be in N17 with my Madders top on with my cheering. You get me ready to go, bro.
Yeah, he'll be in N17 with his Madders top on in a box, watching it with a YouTuber, celebrating the opposition scoring a goal when he's your vice captain. That's the kind of level that kind of that attitude.
Listen.
There's a ceiling for how well you can do when you've got him as your vice captain.
When you see Tonali and Fernandes playing balls into him and he's getting in the hospital, you're gonna see what it's like. You're gonna understand. You're gonna get.
I tell you what, De Zerbi will take one look at him and think, do you know what? That isn't what we need in this team. That isn't the player.
Hey, this guy.
He's your vice captain. He's your vice captain.
He's not gaffer now.
He was your vice captain. You're conceding goals against Manchester United in a season where you could have been relegated, and he's vlogging it with a YouTuber called Angry J. I'd want him to be as vice captain. I'd certainly not vlog it for YouTube.
This guy would rule with an iron fist. Everyone's sitting silence, no fun.
I would, and I reckon
allowed.
I reckon De Zerbi will. There'll be none of that.
I think De Zerbi recognises talent, and Madders is definitely a talent.
But we'll see. Well, okay, what are you saying then? What are you saying?
Here we go.
Let's
Who's in his ears? What are you saying?
Does Maddison score? What are we talking? 10,
You're saying score, but I think a better metric is assist.
Okay, how many assists? Come on, let's do this then, AJ.
Based on how much he plays. Or am I guessing how many games he plays as well?
Presumably, he's going to be. You're going to be.
He's fresh back from injury, right? So I don't know how ready he is because I'm not in the.
You can't do that, AJ.
I'm not.
It feels like you're backing down, AJ. It feels like you're backing down.
I'm giving leeway.
He's back from injury.
Boys. You know what I will never do? I'll never come up here and make some outlandish. Oh yeah, he's going to get 50 goals. I'm not doing that. What we're doing is this. He's fresh back from injury, and Javi is also injured of ACL. That's our 2 10s. I guess Gallagher can play 10, but I don't think I'd put him in the 10. Anyway, point being, he's our main guy. That's our main 10. So. If he plays, as long as he plays how many games he should be playing, 1 game a week is what we have. I'm hoping he gets upwards of 10 assists, and then that's a good season for me. I'm not going to lie. What's wrong with that?
10 I'd say par for the course. But if he's to have the season that you're suggesting, 10 par for the course at a club like Tottenham.
Are you familiar with the man behind the assist?
What, the assist?
Does that count for something?
Yeah. It feels like you're moving the goalpost.
I'm not moving it. I'm saying 10 assists on record, and the man behind the assist, he does that all game. He's pulling strings. That's what he does. That's his job.
Feels like he wilted out to me there, Addy. I was about to have a bet on how many on the delivery of James Maddison.
He wilted a little bit, but I understand it because what he's trying to say is that ultimately it's for Richarlison and Solanke. And if they
for you to look to Madders to be the main output of goals is just wrong. That just doesn't make sense.
Fernandes, Gallagher, Tonali as a starting midfield.
No. Who's in the 10? Who's our?
I think Tonali can dictate.
Who's breaking lines? Who's getting in between the half spaces? Who's doing that?
Whether he's on or off the pitch, it won't be James Maddison.
Look, he don't have an answer. You're saying I petered out. He didn't even answer the question. Where's Gallagher going? Gallagher's in the 10? Yeah.
No, I think Tonali can dictate. I think Tonali will be the metronome to keep it all moving and to create.
I promise you, it's as likely that Tonali or Gallagher start in the 10 as Hendo starts every game for you. That's the same likelihood.
It'll be interesting. Very quickly, Captain Romero looks like he wants out. Looks like maybe Barcelona. Disappointing?
I don't think he wants out. I think it's everyone at the club wants him out.
Oh, really? You don't think he wants? I
think he wants out, but I think it's not solely that he wants to leave. The club's like, all right, cool, you've run your course here. Obviously, you don't care about the club enough.
Yeah.
So off you trot, bro. It should be like that.
Do you think there's a way in which he can stay? A bit of a youth?
No, there's no way. Would
you want him to stay?
Look at our backline now. He'd be playing. That'd be insane. Our backline would then be the best in the league on depth, surely. Because then you'd have Senesi, Romero. Van der Ven and Van Heck. That's a crazy back four.
I think
and Danzo.
It's a bit much to say it'll be the best.
Mate, Romero.
In terms of depth, who has better depth?
Arsenal.
Has better depth. Hold on. We're gonna get into this.
Depth.
Who's your 2 starting centre backs?
Saliba. I'm at Arsenal, but Saliba and Gabriel.
And your 2 backup centre backs?
Mosquera and
Hincapié, right?
Yeah. Or you could put Ben White in there if you want to.
We're not doing that. That's ridiculous.
You could.
But Romero.
Even Timber could play centre back.
Is Romero a good defender though, or do you think he's just not a good defender?
He hasn't shown he's a good defender in the league in the last season.
Just literally just got finished at the World Cup.
No, that's different. That's different.
Oh my God, here we
in
go.
the league, he hasn't shown he's been a good defender in the last 12 months.
Bro, you know I'm on your side in terms of like I don't really care for him that much because he doesn't care about my club. But I'm not going to sit here and say he's not a good player because he's definitely a good player.
He's a good player, but he's not been a good defender for you guys.
Is Senesi a good player? Is Senesi a good player?
If he was good, you would be 17th.
Is Senesi a good player?
Very good defender.
He's a good defender. Look at the depth. What are you talking about?
Good defender. He's a good defender.
Or backup CBs.
Romero, not sure about Romero.
That's crazy. You're saying he's a bad player then?
No, it's not saying a bad player, but he's not been a good player for you in the last 12 months.
This might be more controversial than what you say, you know that? It might be.
We've not been a good player for you. AJ Tracy, it's been good.
Thank you very much.
Good.
I appreciate it, boys. I appreciate it.
When we come back, we're going to talk a bit of FIFA.
Bruno Guimaraes from my Newcastle to potentially Arsenal. Now, the thing that's given me hope is actually related to fishing, Charlie, because he's been fishing on his holidays.
Has he?
I'm not sure if he caught a £14 common carp, but he was wearing a Newcastle bucket hat, and that is something I'm massively clinging to at the moment, Crookie. But where do you see this deal right now?
Well, I think I'm right in saying he's due back at training on Friday, and at the moment there's no suggestion that he's going to follow the Alexander Isak playbook and down tools or refuse to train in order to force this move. It's no secret that he wants to join Arsenal and that Arsenal want to buy him. I think the bone of contention with Newcastle is there's not actually been too much direct contact between Arsenal and Newcastle, so a lot of this is playing out in the media. Eddie Howe is frustrated about that, the hierarchy are frustrated about that. I still think if Arsenal make a bid and he's got an 8 at the start of it, £80 million, I think Guimaraes will be sold.
Is a cheap option for them Marcus Rashford, do you think? Cricky, I've had a few people connecting the two.
I'm just not sure, Mark.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Good afternoon, just gone 5 o'clock. You listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, Rory Jennings. No more arguments in the studio, we're done. No more arguments, I promise you. Still to come, we are going to be building our World 11 of free transfers. Some incredible names without clubs as we start or approach the beginning of the season. But now, it's a tough question, but it's one that needs to be asked. Is it time for England to walk away from FIFA?
This is in many ways the privatisation and capitalisation of the public game.
It's something that is sacred to so many across the world, and why would you want to tamper with that to this sort of level?
We don't want a dictator running FIFA. And I guess the way people are thinking at the moment is we have a dictator running FIFA, and that's a concern. And he's got too much power.
Everyone from UEFA to the British Prime Minister, Andy Burnham, have come out and said that this is not a move they approve of.
Yeah, it's a story that's not going to go away, and it shouldn't. The Times exclusively revealed yesterday that FIFA's president, Gianni Infantino, is planning to sell stakes in the World Cup to private investors under a scheme that could potentially earn him tens of millions of pounds. Infantino has written to all 211 members associations saying that they will all receive 30 million if they back the plan, setting a deadline of September the 19th to do so. Chief sports reporter for The Times, Martin Ziegler, broke the story, and he joined breakfast this morning and questioned how much more money Infantino wants if he's prepared to sell the greatest tournament on earth.
Well, he would say that it's, he's putting a proposal forward and it'll be the 211 member nations of FIFA who own that. But it is, a lot of people think that is right. He's supposed to be a steward of the game.
Yeah.
Not sort of taking these catastrophic or potentially catastrophic decisions. And how much money do you need? I mean, his thing is, we get more money, we can build more football pitches, but do you really want to sacrifice the greatest tournament in the world for that?
Martin Ziegler there speaking to talkSPORT Breakfast this morning. The FA have released a statement about this as well. This is what they've said. We were completely unaware of this proposal and have no substantive details, including what the proposition actually is and what conditions are attached. Based on the limited information, we're deeply concerned about the lack of process and governance to get to this point and the apparent substance and principles involved. When the proposal is shared in full and the transparent way now promised by the FIFA, we will now make our views clear and we'll comment further. This is a big story, and rightly so. I said at the top, it's one that won't go away and shouldn't go away. And that we were talking about Gianni Infantino and FIFA related to the World Cup and how that was handled and the way in which certain things were done, i.e. Florian Balogun, right, being the big talking point. This is bigger.
Yeah.
This is much bigger. And I guess it gets to the stage where there is a deadline set for member associations. Surely, and I understand the windfall for them, £30 million, but surely they should all say no thank you and stop this.
Yes, I mean, that's exactly what should happen. Do you know what, Ade? I think that this is really worrying. Like, Infantino is a narcissist, he is an egomaniac, and he is dangerous. And look, I love having the debate that we just had there. I love having the argument with AJ Tracy, and I love you and I sparring and being very tribal when we talk about football. That's kind of what we do. But there are times where I feel like our responsibility is to sort of pull together. This is really worrying. And there is a trend that is happening under the rule of Infantino. There is a direction of travel that is so damaging to sport, so damaging to football, that I think everybody needs to pull together. I think the FAs of Europe, the FAs of South America all need to pull together and stop Infantino. He is a tyrant, and football is not for sale. That is the first thing. But there are so many worrying trends that are being set under Infantino. When he awarded Trump the FIFA Peace Prize, that was worrying. Yeah. When he's jetting from city to city to city on Qatari private jet, when he's jetting to Qatar to mourn the death of the Emir, when politics and football become so enmeshed that there is so obviously this major I feel like people have kind of glossed over it. That is bent.
I think they've glossed over it because ultimately it led to nothing. They got knocked out, didn't they, by Belgium?
It's not the point.
No. I'm saying that's why it's almost been forgotten and glossed over, because ultimately his impact on the pitch was null and void. But you're right, of course. I mean, it's a disgrace. I mean, and the fact that Donald Trump brought it up and almost brought it up with almost in a comical way to say, I've called Infantino, I've told him to basically reinstate Balogun, and that's basically how it played out. My worry with this, and it's with the smaller member associations, the smaller countries, my worry is that the amount of money on offer is so big for them that they are immediately going to accept this proposal. And it's up for the bigger ones, Spain, England, Germany, France, Italy, to oppose it.
But I don't think that's how it will work. I don't think that's how it will work. I feel like this is the amount of money sloshing around, the amount of money and capital at stake here is so vast that it's going to take something huge. So difficult to say no to that, because what's being offered, the carrot here, is so valuable. You're being offered this amount of money that can almost reinvigorate the grassroots of your game, whatever nation. Like this, Spain are the greatest football nation around at the moment.
Yeah.
This would be huge money for them.
Okay, the World Cup has always been about, or at least in this World Cup, it was clear to see more than any, I think, it's about the players. Like, it was about the superstars, right? I mean, Haaland was everywhere. I was in America, I saw adverts about Haaland, I saw adverts about Jude, Messi, Ronaldo. Should the players say something? I've yet to see a player say something about this. Isn't it? Again, I think the World Cup's now about the players as opposed to the nations. I think it's actually now more focused. And Messi was everywhere. It's all about the players now. Shouldn't the players come out and say something?
Probably not. I probably don't agree with you. I think in a dream world there would be unity, and somehow Kylian Mbappe and Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane and Rodri all come out in a united statement and say that this is unacceptable.
It's their game. It's their game.
I don't think you can put that responsibility on Jude Bellingham. I don't think it is his responsibility. Jude Bellingham is an amazing footballer. He's not a bureaucrat. No, Jude Bellingham shouldn't be held accountable for the pollution of football with money. Jude Bellingham shouldn't be held accountable.
In order to make a statement, I mean, in terms of shutting down, you're right, but it was a business thing that almost got the Super League, right?
Yeah.
And who shut that down? The fans.
The fans.
So should it be the fans then that do something?
I think the fans could to discuss whether the players should. I don't think you can put the responsibility on
people in suits to do it. It clearly isn't going to happen. Because ultimately, everyone's pockets are getting lined here. Everyone's pockets are getting lined. Everyone.
Exactly.
The only people with the pockets are not getting lined are the fans.
No, it's going to cost the fans.
Yeah.
It's going to cost the fans. I think there is a world where, look, the Free Lions, the England supporters group, they could mobilise, stop travelling, when England next play at Wembley, if we accept this, it would be wonderful if England were playing in front of 18,000 at Wembley Stadium. That would make a statement. But I don't think that's possible. I really don't.
Should the English FA threaten to walk away from FIFA?
Yes, I think that's what should happen, whether they will or not. I think this is now the billionaire venture capitalists that are behind this. It's Kushner. It's the brother of Trump's son-in-law. It's so nepotistic. It's so obviously political that I actually think this is bigger than Bullingham. I think this is actually a political issue. And football in this country is something that needs to be protected. If you think about what sport is supposed to represent, if you think about what the institutions of Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, what they are, they need to be protected. And the England national team needs to be protected. I think this is somehow a Burnham issue more.
Those institutions, and look, let's be frank, have sold themselves a long time ago. I mean, the American venture capitalists have come in, bought those clubs, and ultimately you can do what they want with them. I mean, look at your club. Look at your club. Look how United fans march about the Glazers. Like, we've already sold our souls to the Americans to take the
to a degree, you're right, but there is a level of change here that is completely unacceptable and is draconian. Like, this is Orwellian. This is wild what's happening here. And yeah, you are right. There is a pollution at Chelsea of venture capitalists, no doubt. Changing of the name, playing music after we score goals, trying to re-establish like what was once a home end normal seat as some sort of elite level experience, and charging a fortune for the privilege of sitting what was once the benches at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, there is that, but some things are also sacred. Half time lasts for 15 minutes. There is no such thing as an advert break or a hydration break in the Premier League. There are things that are still sacred, and there is something to protect. This, I think, and look, somebody far more articulate than me will have to do this justice, but Ade, this isn't Jude Bellingham's problem. I would argue that maybe it's not even RFA's problem. I think this is now political. This is, like, if Donald Trump is involved and is the motivation behind this, is if Infantino has become so politically warped that he is giving out awards, FIFA Peace Prizes, to the President of the United States. This has gone above.
Yeah, my concern is it's gone above money. I think you
Power.
touched on it. It's gone to power, and it's gone to political sort of ideologies within each other's countries. I think this is beyond just broadcasting revenue and sponsorships and everyone getting upset about the halftime show and the water break sponsored by Powerade. I think this is way beyond that now. As soon as I see Infantino in bed with Trump, I think this is beyond anything.
I think what needs to happen is Infantino, the power has just gone to his head. Like the power has it's megalomania. It's gone crazy. And you know when he was asked, I think off the back of it, there was an incident at the World Cup, and he was asked, "Look, are you going to resign?" And he just laughed. Like the power now, it's totally corrupted him. Bearing in mind that when he got the job, he was seen as the tonic to Blatter. In fact, I remember he got an EasyJet flight to a game. I remember this is back in 2016, 15.
Yeah, because Blatter was so corrupt, it almost looked like this guy riding in the white horse was going to come and save us.
And he is just...
He got an EasyJet flight, and now look at you. So it's almost the role. As soon as anyone gets in that role, the role's almost cursed.
But this now, the only way that this ends is with the end of Infantino. But how that's going to happen, because on some level, he is democratically elected. And he knows exactly what to do to get elected. He says the right thing to the right people. He will be elected again. Do you know how you guarantee he gets
it? I think it ends if the world champions, England, France, if they say we are not playing in the next World Cup.
Norway would do it. Norway have already got the hump. And they're right. They're completely correct. I also think that it would be a great moral victory to be the first.
Yeah.
Like, this is a great opportunity for the English FA, who don't exactly cover themselves in glory.
To say, we're not accepting this.
We are not part of this. We're out of your tournaments. Yeah, we are out. And then I think it could be a domino effect, because you don't want to be part of... You're effectively... You're implying that you're okay with this...
Corruption.
You're implying that you're
theft of the sport.
Yeah.
So if one big one can stand up and almost take the blows for all of them, I think everyone would eventually join. And I guess we're almost right now on talkSPORT saying, come on, English FA, do something about it. Basically, do something about it.
Oh, Burnham. Look, Burnham's from what I look, without going majorly political
but
here,
he seems to
he's
be
an
saying the right
Evertonian, right?
things.
He's an Evertonian. Presumably, he stood in the Gladys Street. Like, okay.
He said quite a lot of things
prove
on his Instagram today, didn't he, about it? Let's say.
I don't follow him on Instagram, but tell me.
We'll play it out a bit later. What we want to know, though, should the FA walk away from FIFA? Look, I think it's a hook, line and sinker. Of course they should. But will they is the question. 03717 22 3344. Come and have your say as well about Gianni Infantino and FIFA and what they're doing to the sport that we love so much.
I'm curious, Oliver, after that initial discussion where you said you were leaving the club and then you did remarkably well, you became the most successful manager Palace have ever had, was there late on ever a discussion to try and keep you at the club?
No, I was very clear in my message, and I told the players before I announced it publicly. I told the players before, and I told them the same, because many had concerns. Can we end the season successfully? And I told them, if they now drop the standard, I would feel that I failed. Because this was always the message, don't do it for the manager, it just makes no sense. Do it for yourself, do it for the group, do it for the fans, do it for the club. And I think then winning the Conference League just showed that we created a different mindset, that we set different standards in the club, so that the players are ambitious, they want to play European football again, that they want to win silverware. And I think this was, for me personally, was the biggest achievement in this more than 2 years at Palace, that we really could change the mindset of the players and of the club, and that makes me proud. And so it was always clear to leave, but it was also on the other side always clear that we will work very hard, that we will stick together until the end of the season to win another silverware, and that's why we could achieve it.
Good afternoon, 5:20. Listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo alongside Mr. Rory Jennings. We are brought to you in partnership with Giacomo, styles and brands for every single man. Still to come, we are going to be joined by a man that I like, the man they call the Gorilla, former UFC star turned boxing promoter and bare knuckle fighter. Darren Till is going to join us. Got another promotion this weekend. But just quickly, Jordan Henderson has terminated his Brentford contract ahead of a move to Chelsea. Still one of the weirdest transfers this summer, that. Still don't understand it.
No, it is.
Don't get it.
On some level, though, it does make sense. But I agree with you. I didn't see it coming.
No, not at all. Jack Grealish isn't a part of Man City's pre-season tour of Hong Kong and Seoul over the next 11 days. Reports suggesting he is continuing to recover from a foot injury. Very, very quickly, do you think that's it for him at Man City? Can you see Enzo bringing him back in?
No.
Done, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Probably back to Everton, maybe?
Maybe. I think he's a class player and I like him a lot. But not that level.
Yeah. All right, now we are taking your calls. It was a very difficult conversation because basically someone needs to stand up and we're hoping that the English FA will do so. Should the English FA walk away from FIFA? 03717 2233 Let's go to the phone lines now. Ryan from Southampton. Ryan, for me, it's an easy one. I do think the FA should walk, but it's easy for me to say. Obviously, in practice and in principle, it's a lot more difficult to do.
Well, good afternoon, chaps. Basically, yeah, I agree in the sense if you're going to make a stand, but I feel that football has got to a point that everyone needs to sort of realise. I know it's like you're going to be an overall preachy sort of statement here, but the fact of the matter is this is a logical progression of the sort of curve that football has been on for years. Ever since you could go back maybe to the Premier League, whatever you want to do, there's certain changes that come in. But for years, people were talking about first it was players' wages, then it was talking about involvement of owners and the overreach towards the fans. So then the owners pushed the fans out. Now it looks like the clubs are pushing, the FIFA's pushing the players to the front of the floor, like we said about with the Messi being the star and everyone trying to cram Ronaldo in and try and get as many teams in as possible for a bit of a show. We've got half-time shows. We've got hydration breaks because we know it's advertising. This is now just it. This is what we've created. And I'm a Southampton fan. I've been on Drive Time with Andy and Darren a few times. 2 years ago, saying how I did not want to get promoted because I hate VAR that much. I feel it's ruined my fan experience. And so I'm quite happy to wallow in the Championship until the EFL make the choice or before VAR becomes so cheap that they can put it out anywhere.
Ryan, you are correct. Ryan, I think you are correct. The natural end to this, the direction of travel in the Premier League for so long now has been this. But equally, there has to come a point where we say no. Surely this is that moment.
Well, yeah, therefore, football needs to all of a sudden become slightly principled. And there's certain angles it can lean towards. If you're all of a sudden going to turn on your heels and say, no, this is a bit too much money, well, all of a sudden someone's going to turn around and say, well, you weren't saying that when you were accumulating it all into your bank accounts, were you? So
No. Ryan,
it's not about the money.
Ryan, also, not only that part, but also, isn't international football supposed to be separate from that? I understand sort of the Premier League and the money sort of just swirling around the Premier League, and I think it's disgusting. But international football is always not supposed to be about that in terms of even players taking a wage and then giving it to charity. It's never supposed to be about the money when it comes to international football.
No, that's it. That's what I agree. But the point I was making with it is that it has to be done from a sort of principled standpoint. So you can't all of a sudden say there's too much money in football, this is unprincipled. What you need to do is focus on who it's affecting the most. And it will be affecting people. It always goes down to low level. People don't care about the fans anymore. For some reason, we spend the money, we generate the money, even through advertising. People wouldn't watch it. If people weren't watching it, then they wouldn't be able to sell the advertising.
Yeah, but Ryan, I think everyone agrees. Ryan, everyone agrees that what's happening in football, like the amount of money sloshing around in football in this country is grim. But this is beyond that, isn't it? This is going in a direction now that isn't... I think we've all had to make our peace, and there has been some benefits. Of course, there has as well. You look at the stadiums that have been built. You look at the fan experience in terms of safety and whatever. There has been some benefits. The players that we get to watch. But this is so different. This is now toxic. This is politically motivated.
Well, no, that's what I agree with. What I'm trying to make again is I agree completely with you, but it needs to be done from a stance of football needs to get principles back, is what I mean.
Yeah, agree.
Then make an attack on this, because it can't make an attack from where it stood at the moment, because people will just then throw you. You have to have a decent place to stand if you're going to be moral. Anyone can throw stones in any direction from any standpoint. It doesn't matter. You need to actually have it, and not all I'm trying to say is that we need to get some sort of grounding throughout football. So maybe everyone taking a stand together will be the start of it. Maybe we can push on from this and kick this stupid idea back to FIFA. Then everyone can consolidate and actually go, well, actually, it's always about the football and it's about the fans. And then therefore we might work the game backwards. Oh, you never know. I might actually want Saints in the Premier League and enjoy it one day.
Maybe. Ryan, appreciate your call. Honestly, thank you very, very much. Passionate, made a lot of sense as well. Let's go to Chris. Let's see if we can get another one in very quickly before we break. Chris, Man City fan. Chris, what do you make of what's going on? And how do we stop it, more importantly?
Well, I've got an idea, but to stop it, that the clubs can stop it. But please let me explain that. It will need the support of the FA, and 100% it will need the support of UEFA, because it happens to have every single club in UEFA do not release the players for internationals.
Yeah.
So, if you don't release your players for internationals, you know what I mean? Infantino can do what he wants. He can go and whistle in the wind, because 90% of the world's best players play in Europe. If none of them are going to be released, I'm pretty certain if you're going to invest in a World Cup, I don't think you're going to invest in a World Cup watching part-time players playing, are you? You want to see the world's best players.
My issue is that the punishment is to the players. If I am an Mbappe or a Jude, the dream is to play at the World Cup. That's the dream.
You're also asking the clubs to pick a fight that it's not really their fight.
Yeah, but you stop Infantino, he will be replaced, or this idea would then stop dead in the water. The players would then still play in the World Cup. It's just to stop this idea.
Chris, the reason look, I see where you're coming from, but there is a reason why this one won't work. Is because at Chelsea, for example, if you think that Chelsea are going to try and stop Trump's idea here, Kushner's idea here, Todd Boehly is our owner of Chelsea. Todd Boehly is a co-owner of Blueco. Todd Boehly is never going to stand in the way of Cole Palmer playing for England. He's got more loyalty and affiliation
to Trump
to what's going on the other side of the Atlantic than he does to what's going on here.
Of course, and when you say 11 of the Premier League clubs are owned by Americans, good luck in trying to stop them. All right, still to come, we are going to be joined by UFC star turned boxing promoter and bare knuckle fighter Darren Till. Great call as well, by the way, Chris. But first, it is time for No Googling.
Right. I'm in business on this one. This is it. This is the one.
This should be easy.
This is the one.
A man of your knowledge, especially your knowledge around football about this period of time.
Right.
This is your this is your wheelhouse.
This is it. If I don't get this,
simple question. Very easy. What was the highest scoring game in Premier League history? That's so easy.
Okay, I think
so easy.
Okay.
You probably know it now.
Think.
So easy. Go on, just what is it? Go on, so easy. So
Does
easy.
it involve Reading?
So easy. Answer when we come back.
It has gone crazy, but I think that you almost have to just suspend your reality.
And not the worst things about this crazy spending. How many in the history of the Premier League have actually landed?
No, that's true.
One?
I would say
one,
of the most
Van Dijk, one
of the most expensive players in the Premier League. Like Romelu Lukaku is on that list twice.
Yeah.
And he failed twice. Paul Pogba is on that list.
Yeah.
Failed.
Harry Maguire's not failed, but
yeah. I mean, Andrei Shevchenko at one point would have been on that list. Failed. Fernando Torres at one point would have been on that list. Failed.
Yeah.
There are countless examples of players who have moved for huge amounts of money, come with that level of expectation.
Declan Rice has lived up to it.
Declan Rice has most certainly
still too much, but he's lived up to it.
Well, Declan Rice is actually an interesting one because I would argue that if there is a £100 million player, Declan Rice is it. Declan Rice.
That's 100
I think. Declan Rice has. Well, if you look at what Declan Rice has done since he's been at Arsenal, he won European silverware, uninspiring European silverware in my opinion, but he won European silverware.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the tax man at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Good afternoon, you're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Rory Jennings. What kind of mix is that? What's that? Wow, there you go. I told you, the free ones. Played all the good stuff at 4 o'clock. We're now hanging on towards 7. A few months ago, we brought you the second no Googling question of the afternoon. We asked, what's the highest scoring game in Premier League history? Rory Jennings did say Reading. You got that part right. The second part?
But now I've started thinking about the 9-0s. Tottenham, Wigan. Didn't Forest lose to Manchester United 9-0?
Liverpool, Bournemouth. Yeah.
I thought Arsenal Reading had a ridiculous game. Yeah. Tottenham Arsenal had a 5-4.
Yeah. This one's bigger.
Go on.
Pompey.
Reading.
Pompey Reading 7-4,
yeah,
Fratton Park. September 2007. So it was a big one. All right, still to come, we're going to have some fun with the best of talkSPORT. We've got the talkSPORT quiz as well, which if you've listened to the last couple of days, we get very...
Yeah, very true. More important than anything else in my life at the moment.
Can we just fast forward to like 10 to 7, please, so we can get this done. But now let's turn our attention to a bit of boxing because there's live action on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel this weekend, and it's all being brought to you by our next guest, UFC star turned boxing promoter, Darren Till, joins us. Darren, how are you, my man?
How are you, mate? You okay? Good to be back again.
Good to have you back, Darren. Darren, yes. What's the stress like of this, Darren? I always just like running an organisation, being the face of it, the promotion of it. How stressful is it?
Zero stress. and I'll tell you why. Because I'm just the face of it. I'm the guy like the Eddie here who stands between the fighters and gets all the interviews and takes all the glory and the credit. My partner, on the other hand, the stress is on him. He's the one that takes all the phone calls from the angry fighters, the managers, the promoters and stuff like that. He's the one who's up till 6 in the morning till 1 at night. So that's where the stress lies. So as I say, I have to give thanks for him for all this because I don't have no stress at all with it. I have to come on talkSPORT and speak a little bit. That's not stressful, is it?
Well, hopefully not. Tell us a little bit about this event coming up on Saturday. It's a prize fighter tournament in Cardiff. Who's involved? What can we expect?
You know what, we filled the card up straight away as soon as we announced the Cardiff show, because we've already done a show in Cardiff. There's some really good fighters from the surrounding area involved. Obviously, we've got the prize fighter on it. And just dead quick, the best concept about this, mate, is we find out the winner between rounds. So after round 1, you know, the ring announcer will announce who won that round. So if you're going into a fight four rounds down to one, you know you've got to get a knockout. So I think that concept's great. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. That there, you get fighters that like to walk around a little bit, and all of a sudden, if you know you're walking around a bit and you're down 2 rounds, you've got to go and get the knockout. So it almost guarantees your action straight away.
Exactly,
really
and since we started, mate, the views and the numbers, especially on talkSPORT, have just been incredible.
Yeah.
Every show's been action-packed. We had the GBK a few weekends ago with the bare knuckle and the hybrid. That was just some vicious knockouts, and it was a brilliant atmosphere. So, as I say, we started this organically with no money and anything like that, just a bit of a social media backing from myself and the face of myself, and it's all just organic, mate. It's really going places, honestly.
What made you want to do it, Darren? Where does it come from?
I had the idea a few years ago, but obviously because I'm still fighting, I didn't think I'd ever have the time. And then my partner, who I've just spoke about, then comes to me and he said, Darren, look, he said, we can do this properly. Like, I've got everything in place. I've been around you since we were kids. I know the fighting game just because of you. Like, let's do this. You know, you put your face to it and all your little black book with fighters and promoters and managers, and we can have a shot and a go with this. Obviously, he said to me, it won't take too much attention off you when you're in camp and fighting. And it's been exactly that. As I said to you, I'm in camp now fighting the 26th of September against Joel Romero in Manchester, the AO Arena. And I ain't got a blind bit of stress. And it's all down to my partner. So, again, the credit has to go to him, not for me.
Yeah, you know, I've watched sort of the UFC MMA for, I don't know, over 2 decades. Like, when it was Pride. I watch everything, Strikeforce. The most scariest specimen I've ever seen is Joel Romero. Why anyone would want to fight him without gloves is beyond me. Like, why anyone would say, all right, take off the 4 ounces, take off the 8 ounces, let's just go toe-to-toe, bare knuckles beyond me. You're a braver man than me, obviously, Darren.
Well, I'm not going to lie, I am sat here and I'm a little bit
scared. Would you not ever consider, I've watched you get in the ring and just smash people to bits when you've done the Misfit stuff and everything like that. Would you not ever think about doing the MMA again, the UFC again? I mean, I think of your last fight against Dricus, fight of the night. And I look at him and he's 1 fight away from fighting for the title again. I mean, do you not look at that and think, well, you know, I'm only 32, I could really get into shape and do this?
Yeah, I do. I have a torn inside me because obviously I fought for the UFC world title and I came up short. But all I get is messages each day off people on Instagram, on social media and stuff like that. Like, Darren, we need you back in the UFC. You were a star. You're one of the best fighters. And I ponder about it, honestly I do, but I'm on this little road now, obviously my bare knuckle road, and obviously I was the Misfits champion #1. You never say never, I'm still young, I haven't took much punishment in my life, so I never say never. We'll see how it all pans out for me.
Yeah, very, very exciting. Very, very exciting for sure. Darren, can we get your thoughts on the fight over the weekend? AJ versus Prenga. What did you make of it all?
I've got the utmost respect for AJ, but I think it's a little bit. I think that the circus is a little bit played out at this point. I think we wanted to see AJ Fury 5 years ago. I don't think no one's too interested now, and they're trying to build a fight each, you know, fighting like these guys who aren't as big names. I think the circus has come to an end now with AJ. I think it's time to move on, and I have the utmost respect for him. I always feel like since the Andy Ruiz fights, we never seen AJ again. That's just my opinion.
Do you not, though, now that you've got your promoter hat on and, you know, you're out there, you're selling fights as well now, can you understand from a promoter standpoint, I guess you can, that it almost has to continue because there is so much money. I mean, I can't even imagine how much money is in an AJ Fury fight. $250 million? It's something ridiculous, isn't it? Can you understand why both are saying that we're still going to get this on?
Yeah, I can understand that. Eddie wants to milk the cow as dry as he can, doesn't he? And obviously, AJ obviously wants to milk it dry, so... Yeah, fair play to him. Who the hell's gonna stump the nose up at a $250,000? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's easy me talking, you know, but it's a lot of money involved.
Who do you think wins it after seeing that AJ performance against Prenga? We've only seen clips of Fury in that fight in Thailand, which I think is going to be on a Netflix doc or something. Yeah. Are you leaning heavily towards Fury now?
I think AJ's still gonna. Fury's looking very slow and. Slow. He looks weathered these days, Fury. So I think AJ's going to take it, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. In terms of preparation for your own fight, as you said, September, bare knuckle. I've always been intrigued by that with the bare knuckle stuff. It scares the hell out of me. But I mean, you obviously have to spar with gloves. I mean, is the only time you take them off for the main event, for fight night? No.
The only time you take them off is for the main event. When you're in camp now, I do my bag work with me hands, bare knuckle. We use the mitts sometimes, like the bag mitts. We spar in like 14 to 16, so everything stays the same, only that you just got to condition your hands a little bit more on the bag and stuff like that. And then obviously fight night, you get in there and you just got to expect the worst and prepare for a specimen, innit? So I'm gonna have to be ready, but I will be ready, and I will win as well. Everyone who wants to have a bet on that, bet on me. I will win.
What weight's it at, Darren?
86 kilo, 86 kg.
Big boys, isn't they?
Yeah.
These are big boys.
He's a big lad.
You know, they get on the scales at 86. They probably get into the ring at like 95 or something.
He's gonna get in there big, yeah.
He's gonna be massive.
When I stand in God in front of God on my day of reckoning, I'll be able to stand tall and say, I never ducked anyone, I never ducked the challenge, and I fought Yo Romero.
Indeed. What's the dream, Darren? In the last, I don't know, the next couple of years, obviously, look, again, you look after yourself. I've seen you up close and personal, always in shape. What is the dream? Is it a big boxing match? I mean, there's always been this talk about you versus Carl Froch. That's not going to go away because I think there's money in that, although I don't know if Carl really wants that knock with you. I'm not quite sure he wants it. Or is it to get back in the UFC or do a big crossover, Jake Paul, Netflix? What's the dream?
Do you know what, mate? I'm getting better at my boxing, and once I'm done this with this bare knuckle, if I go back into the boxing route, and let's say there's a big Tommy Fury, Carl Froch, Jake Paul fight on the cards, I'll do that, and then I think I'd try me under actual professional boxing. I've sparred all these professionals. They all love me style, give me credit. So I'll probably do that, or then I'll probably take myself off back to Brazil, where I was a few years ago, and go back at the UFC. As I said, I'm still young. The sky's the limit for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I wish you the best of luck. I wish you the best of luck in your fight against Joe Romero, and I wish you the best of luck this Saturday as well. Fantastic stuff. There's always energy in these tournaments. And this one's live on talkSPORT, prize fighter tournament in Cardiff. And the prize fighter ones have always been good, basically. A lot of money, you win, you take the lot. And I think it's exciting.
85 kg, so these guys are bigger boys. So it's going to be action-packed this one. The guys are big lads fighting for this 10K draw.
There you go. You want knockouts, you're going to get knockouts on Saturday. Darren, good luck. Should be fun. I'll be tuning in, my man.
Appreciate the love and support. Thank you, guys.
Yes, good luck, Darren.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Man, I don't know if you've ever seen, if anyone's not seen Yoel Romero that he's going to fight in bare knuckle,
I've just had a look.
Please Google him.
Yeah, just have.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's got no neck, basically. Yeah. No neck. He's literally got head and then shoulders.
It's going to be serious.
It's frightening. And then just
bare knuckles.
Let's just have no gloves. It's almost like you go and fight on the cobblers. You know, it's just like, let's have a go. These guys are going to be 95 kg plus. And they're going to smash the what each other. That's just scary, isn't it, to think about? Yeah. That's just scary.
It's not for me. They're amazing.
What he should do, and I just tried to say it to him there, and obviously, look, it's up to him. I mean, I understand the money in boxing, but honestly, he should go back to MMA.
Do you think?
There was a time when he was just running through everyone.
What, back in the UFC?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Back in the UFC. He fought for the welterweight world title. He lost, but his last fight was against a guy called Dricus du Plessis.
Yeah.
Who was a champion recently. And so he's not far off that. And that was a very, very good fight between the two. It got fight of the night. So I think that he should almost just, instead of a bit of a break, 4 years out, get back in there. Do you like a bit of MMA, a bit of UFC?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I find what we were just talking about there, you know, when it gets sort of bare knuckles and that. I find that a little bit.
A lot.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But no, the art form of MMA, the skill and the beauty of the sport, absolutely.
MMA needs him.
Yeah,
one thing.
Character, isn't it? Personality.
Right now,
it's totally infectious.
Boring.
Yeah. So he's a great talk. Like as soon as he comes on, whenever you got the radio, as soon as he's on,
that Scouse accent.
Yeah.
He looks like he wants to have a fight. That's why I approached him very nicely. Hi, Mr. Darren Till.
Yeah.
He just looks like he wants to have a scrap with anyone.
Yeah, he'd win and all.
Yeah, he probably would actually. He would win. Not probably, certainly would win. All right, it's just coming up to 4:45. When we come back, we're going to get another update from the Commonwealth Games.
Well, this is probably one that Darryl would be more interested in because it concerns his beloved Liverpool.
Don't sign him. Don't sign him.
You don't want him?
No, not for that kind of money, no. We need a central offender. We need another midfielder. Yes, we need a winger. They spent 100-odd million on him. They're not going to do any more, and we need a right back. I just think, I look at his figures, and I look at where he is and whatever else. No, I'm not having it. Not having it. No.
Wow. See, I think he'd be a great addition to the Premier League. But in terms of the figures, obviously PSG were touting over the weekend. They wanted 145 million. I think the opening bid from Liverpool is going to be a lot less than that, maybe nearer the 80 to 100 million pound mark with add-ons. Will that be enough to persuade them to do business? Who knows?
Good afternoon, you listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Rory Jennings in partnership with Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo. Someone called us Dumb and Dumber, didn't they?
And I think they were calling you both. It was they were calling me erudite and bright. They were calling you dumb and dumber.
Oh, so you're not in the photo. That's not me pulling your ears.
Yeah. I know, they've attacked us. They've attacked us on Twitter using a classic film.
Imagine. Good
classic
film
Jim
as well.
Carrey film.
How dare they? Still to come. We'll ask what next for Marcus Rashford. But very quickly, winger Savinho wants to leave Man City and join the news project at Spurs this summer. PSG winger Bradley Barcola has reportedly verbally agreed to join Liverpool. That's big for Liverpool, isn't it? That's really, really big.
I mean, yes.
In terms of where they're still shopping.
No, it's huge. It just needs to happen. It's all very well verbally agreed, and it sounds like this, it sounds like that.
Money, isn't it?
Like until you see Bradley Barcola sitting in the Anfield Road holding up a shirt with Barcola on the back,
then it's just Fabrizio Romano talk.
Exactly.
And we can get an update now, though, from the Commonwealth Games. Watching for talkSPORT is John Cushion.
Yeah, the first ever Commonwealth Games team medal for Scotland in the last hour, and that's in the history of the entire Games, which will be 100 years in 4 years' time. The men's 3x3 basketball team hung on to beat New Zealand 18-16 and take the bronze medal. Saltires were flying, tears were flowing, fans and family and friends in the SEC Centre absolutely delighted. England face Australia for the men's gold this evening. That's at 7:30 tonight. Now, Rosie Eccles has guaranteed another Commonwealth Games medal after knocking down her opponent twice before the referee stopped it in the light middleweight contest earlier. England's Paris Olympian Chantel Reid in the same weight class is one of 10 home nation boxers in action this evening. Tonight here at Scotstoun, where it's been raining since about midday again, Kate O'Connor should be crowned Commonwealth Games champion in the heptathlon after the 800 metres. She has a 258-point advantage over Jade O'Dowda of England. Georgia Hunter-Bell and Lillian Adira in the of course, world and silver and gold medalists in the women's 800-metre semi-finals tonight. And then there are 4 Brits, 2 Aussies and 2 Kiwis going for gold in the men's 200-metre freestyle final on the final night of swimming at these Games. You can check out Glasgow2026.com for tickets. This is the Commonwealth Games and it's live across the talkSPORT network.
Busy, busy, busy. Cheers, John. Thank you very much. More updates from John a bit later. It's now no time for this. Yeah, this is the best of talkSPORT and Friends, where we run you through some of the recent highlight moments from across the talkSPORT network and, of course, our sister stations. Let's kick things off With this morning's breakfast show, a resident Nottingham Forest fan, Max Scott, is in Portugal. Lucky him for their pre-season camp. And he caught up with Ryan Yates on the breakfast show.
All I'll say is, I wish my wife looked at me like he's been looking at you for the last 15 minutes. Are you aware of how much of a fan he is of Forest? Honestly, it's ridiculous, Ryan.
You do? Yeah, I'm a little bit aware, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I remember having a good chat with Alan Brazil about, he was going through all the legends, you know, Viv Anderson, Robbo, etc. I was like, it's Yatesy for me.
No, you can't put me in that bracket.
Oh, no, you're not in the same bracket, but for my lifetime.
Yeah.
Wait, you can't just say
You can't say that. You're not in the same bracket.
Not in the same bracket.
No, you have to,
Why would you say that?
Yeah, you have to do that.
You just have to run with it. Like, no, you'll be up there.
Yeah.
You are approaching it.
You are to
You're
me.
not in the same bracket.
No, you're not.
Yeah. You're not Viv Anderson. You're not, are you?
Yeah, he's not.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Wow. Who's the most starstruck you've been? Like, seen anyone?
It's happened twice.
Go on.
Dennis Wise and Frank Lampard. I met Dennis Wise at Beaconsfield train station. I couldn't speak to him. Honestly, I was completely. Yeah. I was completely
not like
flummoxed.
Dot Cotton or anything.
Dot Cotton.
In EastEnders. Yeah, she's a superstar.
No.
Did you meet though? Was you around at the same time as Dot Cotton?
Definitely Barbara Windsor. Definitely Barbara Windsor. Peggy was definitely around when I was there.
Yeah.
I can't remember meeting Dot Cotton, but that's a really random shout from you.
Yes, she's famous.
For me, it was Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
When I met Frank Lampard, I could barely speak. And when I saw Dennis Wise at a train station...
Did you go up to him?
Yeah. But I sort of muttered some weird words. I was like, I'm about... Because obviously he played with Jason Cundy. I was like, I'm about to work with Cundy.
Oh, this is quite recent then?
Yeah, relatively recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I was completely taken aback.
He's a proper geezer.
Who, Wise?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, king. Brilliant player as well. Yeah.
Good player.
You? Anyone ever caught you like that?
Nah, not really.
Not really.
Noel Gallagher the other day, just met him on the plane, came up to me and said, hello, Ade, I love what you're doing at boxing.
Oh, look at that.
I just kept it quiet.
Look at that. It's like Andy Goldstein's in the room.
I just kept it moving. Yeah. Selling his hair paste. All right, who's one celebrity you'd love to meet?
Who would I love to meet?
Mine would be... I've got two.
Go on.
Different reasons. Denzel Washington.
Yeah?
Loved it. I think he's so cool. Halle Berry.
Why?
She's a great actress.
What's your favourite Halle Berry film?
Catwoman.
I prefer Michelle Pfeiffer. If we're ranking Catwomen, I reckon Michelle Pfeiffer wins for me.
Make sure you check out the talkSPORT YouTube channel for our exclusive interviews with Ryan Yates and, of course, the Forest manager, Oliver Glasner.
Right, on to a little bit of racing, and here's how Rupert Bell and Lizzie Kelly are getting on at Glorious Goodwood.
You look quite fetching with a parasol. Do you reckon you could get one that would match your shirt?
But what's wrong with my shirt? What is wrong with my shirt? It's a very nice Charles Truett
Yeah,
shirt.
you look like a picnic blanket.
That is just horrible to say. Why are you suddenly moving?
There's a massive spider over there. Okay,
What?
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Do you not like spiders?
I'm not big on them, no.
Oh my God!
They need like
super.
a podcast or something.
Yeah, no, those two are fantastic together. Absolutely brilliant coverage as well of Glorious Goodwood. What's your least favourite item of clothing that I wear?
That you wear?
Yeah.
Your t-shirts are horrendous.
T-shirts?
They are so bad, and your shorts.
I don't understand the hostility to short shorts. Shorts are supposed to be short. The clue's in the name.
Yeah, but not double.
It's supposed to be short.
Yours are short and they're fine, but then yours are doubly short.
But that's how they're supposed to be. Think about it. Think about what it used to be. John Barnes, Diego Maradona. Yeah. How are their shorts?
Yeah, when they're playing football.
Yeah, and when they're being fashionable. Would you have been terrified of that spider as well?
Frightened.
Would you?
I was speaking to Tony Bellew about this. Quick name drop.
You and Tony Bellew.
Me and Tony just talking about I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. And he said like the snakes and the spiders, like he threw up most nights.
Yeah.
Threw up most nights from it. So
no,
yeah.
it can be terrifying. It can certainly be terrifying. Right, a reminder, from 1 p.m, Racing Live will bring you every single race from Goodwood over on talkSPORT 2, not to mention a bonus preview show between 10 and 11 a.m.
There you go, a bonus preview show. All right, let's finish with the Commonwealth Games. Here's an incredible moment from the men's 10,000-metre final.
Yeah, we've had a bit of drama here because we've had a faller, Samuel Cherub of Uganda. He fell around about 6-7 laps ago, but he's running in one shoe, Christine.
It's remarkable. Honestly, I was absolutely speechless when I saw that. It's remarkable. And what's even more remarkable is that he stayed in sync with the pack. He has not dropped off with one shoe. One shoe.
A bit of backstory to that. Despite running the final 15 laps with just one shoe, in the pouring rain as well, by the way, Cherub finished the race in 7th place. and set a personal best of 27 minutes and 56.68 seconds. Insane.
Yeah, that is.
One shoe in the pouring rain.
Yeah, that is amazing. Didn't Lionel Messi assist with no shoe on or one shoe on?
It's different, isn't it?
I don't know.
Are you making the?
I think it was in a burnabout.
Yeah, but he ran 15 laps with one shoe.
What? Yeah, fair.
Were you about to say, could you assist in the burnout? It's Messi. Do anything he wants, couldn't he?
No, that's
if you had to enter an athletics event for your country, what would it be? No, be realistic. Be realistic about your athletic ability.
I have no athletic
Obviously,
ability.
it's not going to be high jump. But
I mean, I love how you go for the short thing. You're about 3 inches taller than me. You're about 3 inches taller than me, and you
a lot of inches there.
Do you make use of our friendship to get that out? Because I'm the only person that you can ever do that. It certainly won't be the high jump. As if you're 6'1". I mean, you're about 5'8". You can't do that. No,
what would it be?
I have absolutely no athletic ability.
No, you do.
No, not to this level.
No, but if someone saw you in your, what do you think they would say? Okay, he's this height.
Jockey, I'm little, as you like to point out. What about you?
In athletics, 100 metres all day. Mate, 100 metres all day.
You're not fast.
I was.
You're not fast.
I'm not anymore. I'm old. I'm 45, but I was fast. At one stage, when I was 13, I was running for luminescent speed.
Oh, were you actually rapid? Yeah.
Rapid.
Oh, fair enough.
Rapido. Yeah. All right, do you ask guests to take their shoes off when they come into your house?
Yes,
he does.
Of course.
Yes, he does.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Even worse than that, he makes me go around. He makes it so Rory doesn't even let me go through his house anymore.
I just go around the garden. I'll meet you at the studio.
Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful behaviour.
You don't need to go through the house.
Horrible, man. All right, how do you feel about people who like feet a little too much?
Who like?
Didn't Cundy and Goldstein do something with their feet? They have a foot fetish, those two.
What?
They did something. I remember seeing Cundy did something with his feet. It might have been O'Hara and Cundy, I don't know. But how do you feel about people who like feet a little too much?
I have no feelings whatsoever.
Yeah?
No, you?
No, I'm not a particularly feet fan.
No, it's a very weird thing to get your rocks off to, I think.
Yeah. What do you think this is? This is a sports fight. You think you can say things like that? I remind you that you can hear the Commonwealth Games live over on talkSPORT 2 tonight from 7 o'clock. You've only got to wait an hour or so. And, of course, you can find all our shows on the talkSPORT app where you can swipe between talkSPORT, talkSPORT 2 and all of our sister stations so you never miss a moment. All right, when we come back, we are going to talk about, I think, still a fantastic player in his prime, but could be without a club this summer because Manchester United look like they're not interested. That man is Mr. Marcus Rashford.
It's boxing. I said it in the interview the other day. It's heavyweight boxing. He got caught by a fighter who's had 20 knockouts. Yes, albeit Prenga wasn't a hugely recognised name prior to that, but you don't get 20 knockouts, without being able to punch. And that's boxing. And the reality is, as AJ showed, it's getting back up from that and building your way back into the fight and finishing it the way he did. Did I expect that in the first round? No. But he showed his heart, his determination, and everything that's got him to this point in the sport.
Are you into boxing conspiracies?
No, I mean, is Simon Jordan under the desk somewhere?
He's on holiday this week, mate. But I've got his tweet here.
Well, yeah, you've got Simon Jordan. You got the other guy.
Oh yeah, but Paulie Malignaggi was on a little earlier on as well. He said a very similar thing. So basically, Simon wrote on X, I'm sure people have seen this, that he wasn't having the fight and that something was not quite right, as it was designed to rinse the maximum amount of money. Do you agree?
I mean, did he confirm any more? Has he spoken about it verbally?
I've not personally spoken to him, mate.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
I can't believe you called Infantino a tyrant.
I can't believe he made the headlines.
Can't believe it.
But I think I'm right. I think
tyrant.
I mean, I don't even think that was the worst thing that I said.
No, I think that was worse.
No.
You might hear the worst a bit later, by the way.
Oh.
We told him here that Rory did say a lot worse, and we're going to play it out a bit later.
There is a trend that is happening under the rule of Infantino. There is a direction of travel that is so damaging to sport, so damaging to football, that I think everybody needs to pull together. I think the FAs of Europe, the FAs of South America all need to pull together and stop Infantino. Yeah, I'll stand by every word of that.
Yeah, same. I didn't say anything, but yeah, same. I stand by every word you said.
Great.
I'm backing you.
I've got some backup.
If you go down, we go down together.
It's the first time.
We go down together.
Usually I feel on my own.
All right, I'll throw you the life raft.
There we go.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I can
we're
do.
together. One team, one dream.
There you go. Listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, Rory Jennings still to come. We're going to build our World 11 of free transfers. Some big names without clubs this summer. But now, what's next for this man?
Here he comes for Rashford, keeping his feet and winning the game for England. What a move! What a goal! Marcus Rashford.
Look, he's contracted to them, and if he has to go back to Manchester, then Michael's the right one to try and get the best out of him.
I don't think he'd be there. When you turn around to a club and say you want to move, I just don't see a way back for him.
If he's going to get it right and win back the faithful at Old Trafford, he's got to show them that he's probably made mistakes along the way.
Yeah, I think Marcus Rashford had hoped that, you know what, my future's going to be at Barcelona, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Barcelona said, we're going to get Anthony Gordon, who's a bit cheaper, a bit younger, maybe comes with less distractions off the field, which some could argue don't really mean anything if it doesn't impact you on the field. But I guess you could argue they have impacted Marcus Rashford on the field, because he certainly isn't the player that he was a few years back. What happens with Marcus Rashford? It looks like he's going to go back to United. Do United really want him? Obviously, he's on around, we're led to believe, around 325,000 a week, which United won't want to keep on the books. They're going to want to get that off the books. What happens?
I mean, there's a potential here for Marcus Rashford to be given the opportunity to play for Manchester United again. Michael Carrick is an excellent manager. If you look at what he's done so far at Manchester United and the case study that we can use to judge if he's an excellent manager, he's done very well.
Very true.
He got the club into the Champions League. He did it with games to spare. He harmonised the camp. He made the Stretford end feel buoyant again, and I think he's basically done everything that was expected of him and more than what was expected of him since he's gone into that job. If you look at the way that he's dealt with various players as well, if you think about the way that maybe Benjamin Sesko played under his tutelage, if you look at the way that he got that back line playing, he has elevated individual performances to a level that I didn't think were possible. He has done an excellent job at that club. If he now looks at Marcus Rashford and thinks that there is a world where Marcus Rashford could come back into the fold, maybe get him playing again, maybe get the Stretford end singing his song again to the Stone Roses, that would be, I think, the dream for Marcus Rashford. It feels optimistic.
Do you still?
But that's as good as it can get for Marcus Rashford now.
Removing, and this is obviously very difficult to do, but removing the wage. So let's park the wage for a second.
Yeah.
Just on talent and ability, from what you've seen with Rashford over the last couple of years, the loan spell with Villa, how it ended at United, the upward curve trajectory at Barcelona. Is he what Carrick would want? Is he good enough to get back into that starting 11 for United?
Okay, let's remove all of the baggage. So not just the money. If you remove all of the baggage, all of the conversation. Just as a footballer on form.
Yes.
I think he's an excellent footballer on form.
Okay.
I think he's an excellent footballer. And if he didn't have the baggage and didn't have the wage expectation, I think basically every team in the top six. I think there is reputational damage. I think there is professionalism. I remember when he was meant to be playing for Manchester United. He missed something. He was in Belfast. He was boozing. I think there is reputational damage to Marcus Rashford. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't see it as a particularly big deal. But I remember that he was dropped from a game. The game was at Molineux. He actually came on and scored the winner.
Yeah.
And he had the ball in the back of the net again, I think. But he was dropped from the starting lineup. I think it was Erik ten Hag because of disciplinary issues. So there is that. There is baggage. There is certainly a conversation around that. There is also the financial demands of having Marcus Rashford in your camp. If we forget everything and we just talk about the footballer on his best day, I think every team in the top six would want him. The reason they don't want him is the reputational damage and the wage demands.
There's a difference, though. You're right, and I think you're quite smart the way in which you worded it. Every team would want him. Would every team want him to start? You think of what United have got, that front three going forward for United. If everyone's fit, I guess it's Mbermo, it's Cunha, it's Seshko.
Yeah.
Does he breach that?
Yeah, I think he does on occasion. I think he does on occasion. If Manchester United season goes as they hope it goes under Michael Carrick next year with Champions League football, remember, they're going to play an absolute minimum of 8 Champions League games. They're going to be in both domestic cups, so they're not going to go out in the first round like they did under that complete fraud Amorim. They're going to have some sort of foothold in the domestic cups. They've got 8 Champions League games. Is there a world where Marcus Rashford could elevate their options going forward? Absolutely. Are Manchester United a better team with a good firing Marcus Rashford in their camp? Absolutely.
If I'm Rashford, what's he, 28, 29 now? I want to go somewhere where, look, you're never guaranteed to play, but you know what I mean? I want to go somewhere where I am the starter.
But if you think about every team in the top, let's use the Champions as an example. The Champions are probably the example to use because they're the best team in the country. If Marcus Rashford was available for 200 grand a week and didn't have the baggage, I think that Arsenal sign him. I think that he elevates Arsenal. He is a better player. Arsenal are a better team.
Than Martinelli, isn't he?
He's better than Martinelli. Trossard's gone, but he's better than Trossard. Arsenal are a better team with him in that front three. I think that Chelsea immediately become a better team with him, certainly as an option for Alonso, but even in the starting lineup, I think Chelsea are a better team. I think Tottenham immediately become a better team. I think that you could argue almost every team in the top 6 in this country would become a better team with Marcus Rashford if he's firing.
Are we still? Yeah. When's the last time he fired?
I mean, I was watching El Clasico and he scored against Real Madrid. I was watching Barcelona play at St James's Park in the Champions League, and he scored an unbelievable. He actually scored 2 that night. But he scored an unbelievable goal.
Yeah.
The trick is to get him happy and get him firing. The question becomes, can Michael Carrick do that? Is Michael Carrick enough of a skilled manager to get, let's face it, having a Mancunian in the starting lineup for Manchester United is good news.
Yeah.
Having Marcus Rashford in that starting lineup, if he is playing well, is good news. The problem is, I think most people think that Marcus Rashford is no longer good news.
I think he's very lucky here that the man at the helm is Michael Carrick.
Because there's a chance.
There's a chance because we've seen what Michael Carrick's done with Kobe Mainoo, who's brought him back in, who obviously was out in the cold under Ruben. But because they played with each other for Man United for 3 seasons, or 3-4 seasons, they would have played with each other. There would have been a crossover around, 100% they would have played with each other for Manchester United. And because of that, there's a relationship between the two that's been built for many a year.
Yeah.
So it's someone he knows well.
The problem is also wage demands. Like the reason that the reason that Barcelona, I imagine there was more than one reason, but the reason Barcelona decided to sign Anthony Gordon is because they didn't want to give Marcus Rashford 350 grand a week and break their wage structure. I think Marcus Rashford has to do some of the heavy lifting here, and I think a lot of clubs would like Marcus Rashford as part of their setup. Very few would like Marcus Rashford as part of their setup, paying him 350 grand a week. That is the problem. So he's going to have to be a little bit malleable. But there's no doubt in my mind, if Marcus Rashford is the player that he was, I mean, it's such a long time ago now, but let's go more recent. Like, he scored loads of goals for England at the World Cup in Qatar. If that player can be playing for a team in the Premier League and Champions League, he's a great player.
So it's the suggestion that you're making is almost cut your wages in half.
The question
if you want to play football, we can't get you. We're not going to accept 325 grand. Again, these are just numbers that we're led to believe. But if you can get down to 150 to 200, everyone wants you and you're fine. You play some football.
Yeah, Marcus Rashford now has a decision to make. What do you want? What do you actually want? And I'd love to know the answer to that, because there has been times when Marcus Rashford has looked like he'd fallen out of love with the game.
Do you think then that Barcelona would have taken him for 200?
I think Barcelona would have. Yeah, I think they would.
Well, then we have a problem. If Marcus Rashford has said no to Barcelona, say again hypotheticals here, but if Barcelona said, okay, we want you, 200 grand a week, and Marcus Rashford has said no, then he's going to say no to everyone.
I think
that's the biggest problem. If he's saying no to Barcelona, then who is he not going to say no?
I think there is that. I think there is a problem. I think that we have seen Marcus Rashford look happier off the football pitch than on it in recent years. I think there have been moments where Marcus Rashford hasn't looked like football is his main priority. And I appreciate it's a very layered conversation. He had a lot of pressure on his shoulders, a lot of eyeballs on him for non-sporting reasons. And I think that the pressures that came with that had a major impact on him. But at essence, he's an excellent footballer. If he wants to be an excellent footballer again, I think he can do that. I think he can do that. Look, when we were talking about the World Cup, obviously Anthony Gordon outshone him. But at the beginning of the World Cup, before a ball was kicked, I was arguing passionately that Rashford should start for England.
And by the way, Thomas Tuchel gave him opportunities. Yeah. Gave him opportunities. Gordon came off the bench a couple of times and looked a bit better.
But the problem is, Marcus Rashford was missing Manchester United moments in order to be boozing in Belfast. He wasn't off the back of losing a derby, wasn't he out partying? Like, these things, these optics matter. They certainly do matter. I mean, we've seen him at basketball matches and not necessarily at Manchester United matches. So there is a question about how much does Marcus Rashford want it. But what is not up for debate, in my opinion, is the ability.
Yeah, and I think he's shown he wants it by the last 12 months at Barcelona. I think he's shown that. I think 14 goals in, I think, just shy of 50 appearances. And by the way, 50 appearances weren't all starting. He's coming off the bench a lot as well.
But there's another way that he needs to show it as well. There needs to be some flexibility on wages, because the player that was once worth 350 grand a week doesn't exist anymore. That player isn't Marcus Rashford. He isn't that. There is too much jeopardy around him, and his wage expectation needs to change in line with who he is today. Who he is today is a little bit of a punt. Who he is today?
No, that's not true.
Today,
that's not true. He's not a punt. You don't. 14 goals a season from a wide left berth isn't a punt, is it? He's an England international that was going to start really for Thomas Tuchel. That's not a punt.
I think that
punt is Jack Grealish is a punt. No, that's a punt.
I think
Rashford's not a punt.
I would disagree, Ade. I think there is an element of gamble to bringing in Marcus Rashford. There is an element of gamble, whether it works or not. Look, the reason that he's being linked with clubs like Tottenham, the reason that we're debating whether Manchester United should keep him, the reason why Barcelona opted to sign Anthony Gordon, all of that information actually aligns with my argument here that he is a punt.
I think it's aligned with his wage structure.
Not only, if he was the guarantee that you're suggesting, he's worth 350 grand a week.
No. I don't think he's worth that. I mean, I don't.
No,
think,
he is though. If he's the guarantee.
No, he's not. He's not that anymore. That nowadays, that kind of player is 20 goals. That guy is Elise. It's salary in his peak. I don't think he's worth that, and I think that's a Glazer issue for giving him that. They've clearly overpaid for him. But I'm with you. I do think he needs to him and his agent and his people around him need to be realistic about where he is. And right now, it's half that.
What club? I think he'd be a great signing for Tottenham. I'd love him at Chelsea. Neither of those clubs I've just mentioned are in the Champions League. Both had pitiful seasons last year. So his stock has fallen.
Yeah.
We're talking about him getting back into Manchester United, but we're effectively saying he gets back in through the back door because of Carrick. Like if Carrick hadn't gone there and Pochettino had, Nagelsmann, I don't think either of us think that he ever plays for Manchester United again.
I think there's a good opportunity. And look, you're going to probably shut this down straight away, and I fully understand if you will. But Barcola's clearly leaving PSG. Kvaratskhelia.
You can't be about to say what I think you're going to say.
Yeah, absolutely. He was heavily linked with PSG before Barcelona. Now, obviously, Kvaratskhelia is number one. They're going to need a number two off the bench. Rashford could be that.
Absolutely not.
Rashford could be that.
They're retained. They just retained the European Cup.
They were interested in him last season.
He's the greatest manager. He's the greatest manager in the world at the moment, Luis Enrique. I'd be very shocked. I mean, when I said Tottenham, and obviously we spoke to AJ Tracy earlier, we were talking about Tottenham's.
With all due respect, Barcelona just took him, and that surprised the hell out of everyone. Barcelona took him.
But when was the last time Barcelona won the European Cup?
No, but Barcelona's still.
Yeah, but
of a club.
Look at the state of Barcelona. That explains some of the reasons.
That just won La Liga.
Look at the state of them. When did they last win the Champions League?
A long time ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Barcelona of late have been struggling, and that kind of explains why Marcus Rashford went there. I could be wrong, but Paris Saint-Germain, the greatest team at the moment, the greatest manager at the moment, one of the most dazzling forward lines that you will ever see. Are not going to sign Marcus Rashford.
We're about to just.
And we were talking Tottenham moments ago.
No,
Tottenham.
Yeah. And again, we did all those things before he went to Barcelona. We said Villa. We were surprised that he did the Villa to Barcelona thing and Tottenham to Barcelona thing, and all of a sudden he ends up at Camp Nou, and we're like, what's he doing there? I don't know. Ultimately,
what do you reckon? I'd be intrigued.
I think Michael Carrick's going to give him a go.
What do you think? The season ticket holder on the Stretford end, the Manchester United fan who's devoted to his club, who lives in Adelaide. Sometimes you just want the end of the story, don't you? What do you think they want?
I don't think they want him at the club anymore.
No,
I think they.
And what do you think Marcus Rashford wants? If Marcus Rashford can choose, what do you think he would want? Do you think he wants the big money move? Do you think he wants to just stay on the 350 grand a week, almost regardless? Or do you think he wants the football challenge, the silverware, the glory, the legacy? What does he want?
We don't know. We're going to take your calls in it, though. Should Manchester United reintegrate Marcus Rashford into their plans? United fans, you heard the call there from Mr. Rory Jennings. What do you want from Marcus Rashford? And is there a way in which he gets back into the starting 11? We mentioned it, right? Look at the forward line at the moment. It's Benjamin Šeško. It's Šeško, it's Cunha, it's Mbermo. Does Marcus Rashford break into that? 03717 22 3344.
Up and said you got 10 players better than John Stones.
No, but I said all time. I didn't say Prem, but let's stick to Prem. All right, let's do this.
Go on.
Virgil van Dijk, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Vincent Kompany.
Yeah, that's five.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we going Tony Adams?
Ooh, yeah.
No,
you're not gonna say.
No, but go on.
I would.
Campbell.
I'd do Sol Campbell, defo.
And I'm a Tottenham
Sol
fan.
Campbell, come on, Jamie.
Keep going.
I'm going Sol Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh. Gary Pallister.
Carvalho.
Mate, come on.
Carvalho.
Don't help him. Why are you helping him? Carvalho's not better than John Stones.
Carvalho. Ricardo Carvalho.
Jamie.
Good afternoon. You listen to Drive and Talk Sport. Ade Oladipo Rory Jennings in partnership with Giacomo Starland Brands for every single man. Start shopping. Still to come. We're going to be building our World 11 of free transfers. Some good name. Jamie Vardy. Not got a club. Chelsea.
Vardy.
Chelsea. There you go. You're doing the pensioners. Chelsea. There you go.
Chelsea pensioners.
Chelsea pensioners. Just quickly though, Urian Timber has travelled back to London from Arsenal's training camp in Spain for a check on the groin injury which saw him miss the World Cup. Look, as a neutral, I hope that he just doesn't stay injured all the time. I like Timber, he's a good lad. Bournemouth's Junior Krupi is expected to be out for 3 to 4 months with a foot injury picked up in pre-season training as well. We were talking Marcus Rashford before the break, and we're going to continue talking Marcus Rashford. We're taking your calls. Should Manchester United welcome him back with open arms? 03717 223344. Let's go to Amir, the United fan. Amir, do you want him back?
50-50, mate. Honestly, if I want him back, I want the player that scored 30 goals for us that season and was like hungry, not the one that came afterwards and scored 8 and then assisted. But what worries me, and I was just telling your producer there, the fact that Barcelona didn't pay 26 million but paid 80 million for Gordon, and the fact that Aston Villa didn't retain him as well. And Rory did a magnificent piece at the beginning, honestly. It was really good until he said something right at the end which you didn't agree with. But, you know, that is a punt. I don't think he's a punt because he showed that for England, that he can come off. So probably an impact player, but I'm honestly 50-50. The signs that don't look good is the fact that we've got Jim Ratcliffe who wants to take the wage bill down. We've just got rid of Casemiro, 300 plus, and Rashford. I don't think a player like Rashford would say, you know, pay me less. I don't think it's been mooted that many times. But taking away the wage, there's still a player there. There is still a player there. So
my fear, Amir, is you mentioned sort of the season where we got 30 goals. That was like, 5 seasons ago. That 2022 season was a long time ago. I mean, that's a 23-year-old Rashford, just full of vigour, full of wanting to prove that he's one of the best players in the club, getting into the England squad. I don't know if that player still exists. I don't know.
We've seen glimpses of it, though. We've seen glimpses of that player. It just needs to be consistent.
I think you always will see glimpses of former players.
But that's what then it becomes a question of Carrick. Can Carrick coax that performance out that we've seen in drips and drabs? We've seen it on occasion for England. We've seen it on occasion for Barcelona. We've seen it on occasion for Villa. Can Michael Carrick coax that performance out of him on a regular basis? Do you think he can, Amir?
I think he can because of what he did with Kobbie Mainoo. He was out cold. We nearly sold him. So I think he can do. It's down to Rashford as well. Does he want it? Does he want to come back into what he... I mean, don't go making out interviews in Spanish media saying I want to play for this club. Don't go saying, going out, being caught, being at NFL games, being at the bar, I get that, but that's been and done. It's all about now, and like I said, it will be a 50-50.
The funny thing is, with all that stuff like the NFL and going to the NBA, none of that really matters if you perform. I've seen loads of players do it, loads of Liverpool boys do it, but when you're performing, no one really bats an eyelid. It's when the performances aren't there. Amir, great call. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All the best.
Let's go to Jason, the Spurs fan. Jason, I mean, you guys are buying everyone. Would you take Rashford?
Well, apparently, I just heard that Hasselbank's just signed for Chelsea. I don't know if that's true.
Mate, he can still do a job. What an amazing player
he was. He's too young.
I think I'll take him at Spurs, to be fair. What can I say to you? Yes, I'm a Spurs fan, but I'm also a huge Michael Carrick fan, and I really hope it works out well for him. And I would take Rashford to Tottenham in a heartbeat. I really would. Whatever way you want to look at it, he is a quality footballer. What I don't really understand is that I would have thought someone like Michael Carrick could put his arm around Rashford and get the absolute best out of him. And United need a player like Rashford. They've got a lot of football this season.
What is the absolute best, though? When you think of Rashford, I mean, when you think of some of the best wide forwards in world football, I don't think Rashford anymore. What is the ceiling for Rashford?
Well, I mean, I don't fully understand what your question was, really.
Is at his absolute best, is he still, would you put him in that world-class bracket, the likes of Vinicius Jr. and Kvaratskhelia and Barcola and Doué? Well, I mean, at his absolute best, is he that?
Do you know something? He's often shown that he's got that, but you haven't seen it for a whole season. Yeah. So you don't necessarily see it for 90 minutes. I mean, and this might sound nuts, but I look at someone like Jude Bellingham and I think to myself, before this World Cup, I kept saying to myself, what is the big fuss about Jude Bellingham? And then I saw moments in the World Cup where I understood what an unbelievable player that he actually is. But does he do that for 90 minutes in every single game? No, he doesn't. And it's a bit like Rashford. I've seen him do some unbelievable things, and I think if he's got the right manager and he's got the right love around him, because these players, they need love. They need to feel wanted. They need to feel special by the manager, and a good manager would get the best out of Rashford. Will he ever be world class in that level? Maybe, maybe not. But I certainly think he's good enough to be in a Man United squad and a Tottenham squad.
Great call, Jace. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you very much. Keep your calls coming in 03717 22 344. Let's quickly go to Lee, a Manchester United fan. Lee, the floor is yours. Take him back, yes or no?
No, absolutely not. Cheers for having me on, boys.
Yeah, great to talk to you, Lee. You seem very very steadfast in your
Straight
opinion
away,
here.
bang, nope.
Ask yourselves a question. There's a couple of trains of thought regarding Rashford, and nobody's questioning Rashford's ability. I just think that why have Barcelona rejected the chance to take Marcus Rashford for 25 million and spend 70 on Gordon? That's the first question. Why am I so vehement as an aged United fan? And so coming back, I think the issue with his brother and the first round of nonsense that he had when he was first trying to get into the team, I think when Ten Hag was in charge, I think that left a bit of taste in the mouth of most United fans. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right. And we were saying as well that ultimately, relationship can be over. You don't always have to continue it. It can be over. It's been a long relationship. Rashford would have been at United for 20 years.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay to kind of move on and try past as new.
Yeah.
My fear for Rashford is he's tried, and both clubs that he went to, Villa and Barcelona, don't look like they're batting an eyelid back at him.
Yeah. No, it is very difficult. And when you hear like the caller there, Lee, when he's speaking and when he comes on with that clear Mancunian accent, it sort of weighs true, doesn't it? Because the one thing that Marcus Rashford always had until he didn't was the support of the Stretford end. They loved him. Like the song that they used to sing. I remember that they had the whole Shed End. They beat us in the cup, 2019, I think, or something like that. They had the whole Shed End, and I was sat near them for 90 minutes. It was that Marcus Rashford is Manc born and bred to the Stone Roses. That's what they were singing. The whole point of Rashford, the reason, not the only reason, but one of the reasons that they loved him so much was because he was Manc born and bred. And when you hear that accent say, actually, we've had enough, it weighs heavy.
Let's see if we can I get one more ring? Can I get, yeah, go on. Aaron, Manchester United fan. Aaron, you said the last call there, Lee, it wouldn't touch him with a barge pole. Yourself?
I'm kind of 50-50. I'm a bit like Amir. I remember speaking to Rory actually about a year or so ago about Rashford when I think he was going to Barcelona, and I said that I wanted to wish him well and hope it worked out, because that's all I want to see from him. I don't agree with that Lee saying that he absolutely wouldn't touch him with the barge pole. I agree with his Barcelona comment. That is a question mark, but I just don't think he's been managed properly with anybody that he's been with at United. I don't think Ten Hag managed him properly. I don't think Amorim managed him properly.
When does it come down to himself though? When does the responsibility? I feel like we still look at Rashford as a kid, 28 now. He's been around for a long, long time. When does he have to take it upon himself? Why does we have to wait for someone to put an arm around him or give him a kick up the backside? Can't he just do these things himself?
I don't think any modern footballers truly can do anything themselves. Honestly,
that's a good point, well made, isn't it?
Entourages of the goal. It's true though. They've all got their entourages. They've all got everyone in their ear. Like Garnacho's a major example. Everyone was telling him he's the best player in the world. He's the next Ronaldo, and then all of a sudden, football's got a great way of humbling people. But I think this is going to sound crazy. Bear with me, but Sir Alex Ferguson managed to get a massive tune out of Eric Cantona because he managed him completely differently to the rest of the squad. And a lot of what Carrick is doing, from what the players are coming out and saying, I think Cunha said last season that it's the siege mentality is back. Like it feels like Man United are against everybody else in the world. There's little bits that, like Bruno said it, Cunha said something that sound like Sir Alex Ferguson, and it's almost as if Carrick is not. I'm not saying he's going to emulate Sir Alex. No one probably can, but he's taking bits off Sir Alex. So I think if anybody can kind of get a tune out of Rashford, I think Michael Carrick probably is going to be from what it feels like anyway.
Yeah, the man to make me do it. Aaron, great call. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Split, isn't it? split. Some want him, some don't. You can understand why. Some people feel like it's time for him to go and find somewhere else. Some want to give him that one more chance, maybe, luckily, because he's a local lad. All right, still to come, we're going to be building our World 11 of free transfers. But first, it's time for No Googling.
Right, hit me.
You know you've not got any...
I know, I haven't got one right.
Okay.
I haven't got one right, so it's due.
No, I'm talking about since we started on Monday.
No, I think I got one right today, didn't I? Reading. I pulled Reading out of the bag.
And didn't know the opposite club. Sorry, no. We want to know this. Yeah, you got that. It's too easy. This is too easy for him. We want to know which two players share the record for scoring at least 20 Premier League goals in the most consecutive seasons. Which two players share the record for scoring at least 20 Premier League goals in the most consecutive seasons? Answer from Rory when we come back.
Chaps, how are you?
We're good, man. How you doing today?
Morning,
You all right?
Jeff.
You well?
I'm all right. Goldstein, are you on a wind-up with this Kane to Chelsea thing?
Well, no. I never said it. I asked the question.
Yeah, you done it on purpose, so I'd ring up, didn't
Oh, no,
you?
Sol Campbell went to Arsenal, didn't he?
No, I knew you was going to come
Tevez
up
went to
with
Man
that.
City. It happens. Definitely happens.
Listen. Kane is proper Tottenham. Don't you know that? Don't you know that?
I know he's proper I know that. I don't think he would do that.
Of course he wouldn't. So why are you talking about it and winding me up
Jeff,
for?
Let me ask you this. Jeff.
I've been working all night on a night shift, right? I'm going home,
Yeah.
right? I was all chilled out and relaxed, looking forward to going home.
Now you're all bitter and twisted.
Sorry, Jeff. Sorry.
And now you're winding me up with this. I'll tell you what, if Kane goes to Chelsea, I'll do anything you say. Anything you want.
Well, that sounds weird.
Anything.
I mean, I would.
No.
There's nothing I would say.
No, if you want me to put an Arsenal shirt on the one down Tottenham High Road, I'll do it, right? I'm proper Tottenham. I was born in Park Lane behind the ground, right? From a baby till I...
Who would have thought a sporting events halftime show could have a bigger impact than the game itself? That seems to be the case with the Super Bowl halftime show. In 2024, Usher brought in an audience of 180 million worldwide, the biggest in the event's history. But how did singing and dancing get to be the centerpiece of America's biggest sporting event? The first Super Bowl was held in 1967. Initially, the halftime show was a display purely for the fans in the stadium, with marching bands, dancers, and American patriotism for all to see. And that's what it was for the first few years. Disney had a go with a few questionable displays in the 1980s, but it wasn't until '93 that we got the first glimpse into the future of halftime shows. Michael Jackson's stellar performance gave NFL execs something to think about. A raft of massive names followed, including Diana Ross, U2, Janet Jackson, who gave us the most famous or infamous wardrobe malfunction of all time. So how many people are involved? To give you an idea of the scale, Rihanna's 2023 performance included 800 people, and experts reckon it cost $13 million. What's even more impressive than some of the names on the bill every year is the fact they do it for free. The artists know the exposure they'll get from doing the show will rocket them up the charts across the world. The Super Bowl halftime show will be a fixture in pop culture for years to come. So the question is, who next?
those of you that love the quiz, it's a good one. I've been told we got a good one.
Yeah?
10 to 7, the talkSPORT quiz.
I'm going to batter you, mate.
We're working together.
Are we? Lucky you.
Lucky you,
We're
sir.
going to get walloped.
No, it is actually me against you, so we're good. Sure, they've chucked in a bit of boxing. Basically, they've gone all sports. It is called talkSPORT. So it's athletics, it's boxing, it's skiing, and a bit of football. Listen,
Swimming, you're in trouble.
The panic on you.
Yeah, you better hope it's not swimming.
You better hope you yeah. No, you're right, because I don't know anything. All right, listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, the voice there, Rory Jennings. A few moments ago, we brought you the final no Googling question. It was an easy one for someone as knowledgeable as Rory. We asked, which two players shared a record for scoring at least 20 Premier League goals in the most consecutive seasons?
Frank Lampard.
Frank Lampard.
Is Frank Lampard one of them?
No, obviously not.
What do you mean, obviously not?
Obviously not.
Frank Lampard scored 20 goals in what, 5 consecutive seasons?
4.
Okay, go on, who is it?
Henry.
Shearer.
2001, 2006, and...
Shearer.
Nope. You're really bad.
Rooney.
Nope.
Who is it?
Come on.
Who is it?
One more guess. Give you one more.
Right.
Very quickly, go on, one more.
Consistently scoring goals.
Think of top Premier League strikers.
Who consistently scored. I don't know. I can't.
Aguero.
Oh, I never think of City.
2014, 2019. All right, following us from 7 o'clock, Semelod hosts the Transfer Insiders this evening. He has broadcaster and Manchester United fan Flex alongside him. But now, it has been a summer of massive transfer fees, massive ones. Morgan Rogers, Elliot Anderson, maybe Bradley Barcola. But there are still plenty of bargains to be had. There are a lot of big name players still without a club ahead of the start of the season. So we thought we'd put together a squad of them and discuss how they would get on in the Premier League. This might surprise you, by the way. I don't think this team will get relegated. I don't think. All right, goalkeeper, Stefan Ortega, without a club. 33 as well, which is young for a goalkeeper.
Certainly good enough to sit on a bench. Yeah. Certainly good enough to be a second choice backup keeper.
100%.
And in fact, he'd start at Chelsea. So
he probably would, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd start at
last seen at Nottingham Forest, Stefan Ortega is in goal for us. Right back, not got a club. Danny Carvajal's not got a club. Mr. Real Madrid himself hasn't got a club.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's only 34.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Don't understand what's going on. There was a time when Real Madrid fans were literally screaming for him to start in front of Trent, like, get rid of Trent. He's not good enough. Carvajal. I know he's had his injuries.
A lot of these players are going to find clubs, though, aren't they? They're not.
Are they?
Yeah.
Coming up to the 1st of August, are they?
Danny Carvajal gets a club, of course.
Well,
if he wants one.
He's in our team. John Stones, without a club still.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably going to Inter Milan, but without a club still. Obviously, for you, second best centre-back ever in the Premier League.
I think he's a class
England's
act.
greatest ever defender since Bobby Moore.
That's not controversial.
I didn't say it. I just repeat what you said.
Yeah, but you say it in a tone.
No.
You say it with an implication.
No, not at all. Not at all. I just had a Snicker bar. I've still got remnants in my mouth. I can't barely speak. His centre-back partner, David Alaba, let go by Real Madrid. 34 now, though, Alaba.
Yeah, Alaba.
Yeah,
because the problem is,
football has he played?
The problem is as well, the kind of club that he's going to want to go to, the kind of club that is going to satisfy him, is going to not want him. So they're kind of at an impasse.
This is the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can imagine with Carvajal, with him, wages.
Yeah.
They're wages, but they're free, so no fee to get them. Left back, Zinchenko.
Yeah, Zinchenko doesn't get
He's just gone all over the place since leaving City. Went to Arsenal for a spell, then vanished. Zinchenko, 29 only. Last seen at Ajax.
Yeah, Zinchenko won't get a Premier League. He's not good enough. He's not good enough. I'm serious.
You're trying to say every left back in the Premier League is better than Zinchenko?
Yes. Zinchenko doesn't get a Premier League club. He was so out of his depth the second that he left Arsenal. Where did he go? What club? Name one Premier League club where he would get a game.
Ipswich.
Oh, get a game for them.
Get a game. Yeah, one second.
Yeah, fair enough. You get a game for them.
All right, centre midfielders. I can't believe this man's only 32. Fabinho's only 32. Why did I feel like Fabinho was like 37?
Yeah, because of the final season.
Final season in Liverpool.
Yeah.
That means he must have been 28. 28 and his legs just went.
Yeah.
Last club, Al Ittihad, made his money. I guess wherever he goes now is just bonus time, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
He'll probably go back to Brazil.
All of these players, they are sort of done in their careers, aren't they?
Have I not said anyone that...
No, I don't think anybody's particularly appetising.
No.
I don't think anybody.
Okay, Goretzka.
No.
31 Bayern Munich.
I don't think so. No. Look, he's a good player and will get a club if he wants one.
This man next should certainly retire, by the way. James Rodriguez. Just let it go.
Still going?
Still go. Minnesota United let him go. Minnesota United said, you're not good enough for us.
Yeah, it's over.
Just let it go. Let it go. Even Saudis won't respond to the emails. Now, this player still got legs in him. 34, though. Right-sided forward. Mo Salah doesn't have a club.
Yeah, see, this is a difficult one.
Because
Mo Salah scored goals in the Premier League last season.
Yeah.
Like, Mo Salah is... Out of everybody that you said so far, Fabinho was at Al Ittihad.
Yeah.
So it's not really a debate. Like, Zinchenko, in my opinion, is completely done in the Premier League. He's just not good enough. Alaba, 34 years old. He'll be 35 soon. It is over. Salah is the first one that you've said because Salah was scoring goals in the Premier League last season.
Yeah.
Salah had a decent record in an abject season. It was for Liverpool Football Club. Arne Slot lost his way. The club were
Do you think, how much can you attribute Salah having the drop-off of all drop-offs, right? I mean, it was so good the season before he got the big contract. How much can you just attribute to that just being an off-season?
Yeah,
or his age. Or his age is
Salah is the first player that you've said where I feel like Salah is worth a go. If Salah, if you were to meet him, if you were to have the conversation, if Salah were to say that he's hungry, still wants it, still believes, still fresh, still fit.
Yeah.
If all of those things were true, Mohamed Salah is still worth another go. But I would say out of everybody that you've mentioned so far, apart from John Stones, obviously, but John Stones will play for Inter Milan. I think Mohamed Salah is worthy of playing still Premier League football.
Agreed. For top teams.
Arguably
for Liverpool.
Arguably for Liverpool, considering that there hasn't been like the players that were signed last season that were supposed to take the baton on from him haven't exactly hit the ground running. There've been injury issues as well. I think you could argue that Mohamed Salah could actually play a role for Andoni Iraola.
Yeah, there could be a world in which Harvey Elliott starts for Liverpool on the right-hand side. There could be a world. Salah's better than Elliott. Do you know what I mean?
Salah's better than Elliott.
Yeah. So I agree with you. Last couple forwards. This player played for your club. Only 31. I can't believe that. Raheem Sterling.
It's sad with Raheem Sterling though, but it's just over. It's just over because when you see him as a 31-year-old, you process that as being 31. But what you have to remember is Raheem Sterling was 16 years old at Queen's Park Rangers.
Crazy, isn't it?
So the amount of football miles are through the roof. Yeah. But I think history's been very unkind to Raheem Sterling and the legacy and what he did and what he achieved. They scored over 100 Premier League goals. I think that if you were to put together Guardiola's best team,
he'll be on the left.
Potentially ever, by the way. Potentially Guardiola's team, Bayern Munich.
You're talking Bayern Munich, Barcelona, the lot.
I think
Raheem's great. Can we do that tomorrow, please? I think Guardiola's greatest 11.
I think, look, people will now be mocking me, I'm sure. But I think people forget quite how devastatingly good Raheem Sterling was for Pep Guardiola. Quite how many times Pep Guardiola would rely and count on Raheem Sterling. Quite how many times Pep Guardiola, in fact, would build an attack around Raheem Sterling at the far post. Like, that's what it was. Raheem Sterling for Guardiola was dazzling. Dazzling. The amount of goals, the volume of goals, the importance of the goals that he scored. The crucial role that he played in everything that Pep Guardiola achieved in those seasons.
I would love to have seen. Did you watch any Feyenoord with him?
No, I've not watched one Feyenoord game since they played Chelsea in 1999.
Yeah, the level drop off from that to the Premier League is significant now. Like, there was a time when the Dutch league was fantastic. We used to watch it. It's fantastic. It's not that anymore. And for it to not work out there, for whatever reason, he played 8 games. Obviously, no goals. I don't know how many assists he got, but
it's because it's over. Like, I don't mean that to sound snide. If anything, I'm saying it in a celebration.
Over
way.
As in. You cannot play football anywhere.
Of course, somewhere.
Okay,
but not at the level. No, not at the level. I just think that it's over. There comes a time in your career when it's over, and I think for Raheem Sterling, and I say this with celebration, not with cynicism, Raheem Sterling will go down as a Premier League great.
Yeah,
he will be in the Premier League Hall of Fame. He has scored over 100 Premier League goals. He was integral to one of the greatest teams ever assembled. That team, they scored over 100 goals and accrued over 100 points.
Oh, mate, he nearly won the league with Liverpool. Remember that team was Suarez, Sturridge and Sterling? We, Liverpool fans, obviously, there's a dislike because he left and when we thought he was going to become the next king for us.
No, I think people now are really dumb when it comes to talking about Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, because people now don't really watch football. They just look at
I think you have to. What you have to do when you talk about Sterling is acknowledge his place, his rightful place, everything that he did for Man City, everything that he did for Guardiola, and crucially, everything that he did for England, and put him down as one of the best.
The issue is the stints at Chelsea and Arsenal.
They were ugly. They were ugly, but it was over.
No, that's the thing though. He was 28 when he went to U-Boys.
Yeah, but the problem
we
is
never ever thought it was over at 28.
He was playing men's football at 16 at Loftus Road.
Agreed. There's too many.
So a lot of most players kind of break into the first team age 21 and play to 35. He broke into the first team at 16 and played to 31. It's kind of the same thing.
Very quickly, Dusan Vlahovic, by the way, 26, he'll get a club as well. Last seen at Juventus, he'll get a club. So I want to quickly get you 20 seconds on another player who's out of contract, and it's just been a mess for years now. Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, Jadon Sancho is...
you spoke earlier about Rashford and the off-field issue. Jadon Sancho doesn't
want it.
Jadon Sancho?
He's made such a mess of his career. Mate. He's made such a pig's ear of it. Do you remember when he signed for Manchester United from Dortmund? He scored a goal against Liverpool early.
Yeah, of course.
In his career, He scored a goal against Liverpool early in his Man United career. And it felt like it was a great signing. The fanfare of signing Jadon Sancho felt like Manchester United had won the window. How long ago does that feel?
I remember everyone used to write up the World Cup squads now. It was Jadon Sancho in the World Cup squad. starting for England. Jadon Sancho, to be where he is right now.
Do you know what's crazy about Jadon Sancho? When he was at Chelsea, it didn't go particularly well, but he scored for us in a European final, and we offered him a contract. We wanted him. We wanted him to stay. But the prerequisite was that he took lower wages. He left. He said no. He left Chelsea because he wouldn't accept the wages that we were ready to pay him. For what? What is he left for?
Only he will know. All right, it's that time when we come back. A bit of Commonwealth Games update, and we're going to do the talkSPORT quiz. Come on. Thomas Tuchel, what he said, he's a key player for us, whether as a starter or as a substitute. The word substitute will even be uttered about Virgil van Dijk. Imagine someone saying that to Virgil van Dijk, even at 40.
No, I think
be a substitute.
No. You're massively cherry picking.
I'm not saying. No. Sorry, they just played the clip. No. They just played the package, and it was Thomas Tuchel, the England manager, saying he's a key player for us, whether as a starter or a substitute.
This is appalling from you. This is the very definition. You know when Donald Trump's moaning about fake news? It's you.
Sorry, I just basically quoted
but how
what the England manager said.
Okay.
I'm going to read this so far because I want to get to the quiz very quickly. Listen to Drive and Talk about Ade Oladipo Rory Jennings, Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great bands from Giacomo. Follow us from 7 o'clock. You've got Sam Hillard, host of Transfer Insiders this evening. He has broadcaster Man United fan Flex alongside him. Let's get an update from the Commonwealth Games with John Cushion. John.
In the women's 800 metres, do you want me to carry on like this? We've got Georgia Hunter-Bell in the semi-final 2 and also Lillian Adira in semi-final 1. And then the women's heptathlon, we could see Northern Ireland's first gold medal of these games. Kate O'Connor leads with Jade O'Dowda of England in second place. Earlier, Josh Kerr, Jake Whiteman and Cam Myers all made the men's mile. In the swimming, we've got the men's 200 metre free final, but no defending champion Duncan Scott. And Australia could break the record for the most golds and the most swimming medals ever at the Commonwealth Games. We've got another boxing medal. Ruby White has just won at least a bronze medal. The 19-year-old flyweight is into the semis. And get this, Scotland have won men's bronze, the 3x3 basketball, the first ever team medal to be won by Scotland in Commonwealth Games history. There is still tickets available on Glasgow2026.com, and this is the Commonwealth Games across the talkSPORT network.
You're a good man, John. You're a good man. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, it's now time for this.
I can be your hero, baby.
Yes, you can. Billy, you can be my hero today. Give me the right questions,
nice.
Bill.
Bill, it's our favourite time of the show.
Here we go.
Evening, lads. Evening, lads.
Oh, it's got serious now. This is it.
You were just discussing free transfers.
We were.
So I've gone to the other end of the spectrum for the quiz today. It's still a top 10.
Yeah.
You're working against each other, though. I'll explain how that works in a minute. I'm looking for the 12 players who have had the most money spent on them throughout their careers.
Oh, okay. Understood.
It does. You know, he's getting excited because about 8 of them are at Chelsea. But go on.
No, the most amount. Okay, and how do we work?
How's this going to work? I'm going to come to each of you.
Yeah.
You're going to give me one answer each. If it's in, you get a point. If it's not, move on to the next.
Wow.
Okay.
Next. Whoever has the most points at the end.
Oh, mate, this is really hard.
Ade, should we come to you first?
No, that doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I don't know what to do here.
You come to me first. I'm the guest.
Go on then.
Go to Rory first. Rory.
Okay. Romelu Lukaku.
Number 2 on the list. 369 million he's had spent on it.
What?
Yeah.
How much?
9 transfers, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's 1 to Rory.
That's 1-0.
Morata.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shout. 6 on the list.
It's not a good shout. That's a tap-in.
220.
Oh, well, and Lukaku isn't.
That's a tap-in.
Lukaku's like the easiest one.
10 transfers.
Oh my
so
God.
hard now.
Now it gets really different.
Okay, I'm going to go for Angel Di Maria.
Shout.
He is not on the list.
What?
He was close. I remember seeing his name, but he's not in the top 12.
Oh, sure. He was my banker.
This one has to be on, even if it's only 2. Mbappe.
He's not on the list. I think he's only had one.
One
he went for
financial.
Yeah, he's close. He's like 15th or something.
Players.
1-1 after 2 each.
Oh God.
Okay, is it me?
Yeah. Well, it's either of us now. We both had a go. Go on then. You waiting for Christmas?
Edison Cavani.
Not on the list.
Oh my God.
There's a couple more obvious ones, I'd say, before you start going.
Yeah, we are going a bit rogue. We are going a bit rogue early.
Rory, over to you.
Okay. How much money has been spent on Mesut Ozil?
Is that your answer?
Yes.
He was nowhere near the list, actually.
What? You can't giggle. You don't have an answer.
Ade?
How much money has been spent on Zlatan Ibrahimovic?
Oh.
He's not on the list.
Oh my God.
I'm going to go.
What are we even doing on
all, lads.
talkSPORT?
Still one
I'm going to go Samuel Eto'o.
And it's a fact.
Good shout.
He is not on the list either.
What?
There's some big names. There's a few rogue ones on here, but you're still missing a couple big names.
Okay, wait. That's not enough though. But Cristiano Ronaldo.
I've got one. I've got
Ronaldo,
one.
third on the list, 247 million. 2-1 Ade.
Okay. I'm going for Paul Pogba.
Not on the list.
What?
Why would it be on the list?
Paul Pogba.
Only one transfer, the big one.
Yeah, he moved for free all the time, didn't he? Ade, over to you. And you're 2-1 up. Bit of breathing space potentially here.
Okay. Luis Figo.
No. What I would say, they're all fairly modern.
Oh, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I will go.
I hate that. I hate the fact that you said that as Rory goes. It's kind of cheating, but it's okay. It's all right. He's still going to lose because his ball knowledge is weak.
I think there's
0-0, 22.
Is it not? Is Enzo Fernandez on the list?
He's not on the list.
Okay, it's just that was my.
I think there's one name.
That was my
probably
side
everyone in their cars is probably screaming at the radio. Number 1 on the list.
What? Number 1 on the list.
Ade, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Number 1 on the list. Transfers.
This is terrible. Ade, you're appalling at this game.
Still 2-1 to Ade. Got
2-1. We've got 3
couple of
answers
minutes left.
between us.
This theme music isn't helping, is it?
No. Come on, Ade. Okay, come on.
You'll have to hurry for an answer, Ade, or might have to pass it back up.
Neymar.
There we go.
Yeah.
400 mil has been spent on.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
And by the way, it's 3-1 Ade.
3-1 Ade.
Just want to say.
I'd say gets maybe a little bit more tricky here, but there's still some big names.
Oh. Ousmane Dembele.
There we go. 5th on the list. Back in the game.
Back in the game. While we're still young, Ade. While we're still young.
Wait, did they try and sign him?
Just have a guess.
Philip Coutinho.
He does not make the list, but he was close. because he had that 120 mil spent on him or something.
Journeyman. Think of journeyman. Like your Morata shout was a good one.
Okay, wait. I'm going to jump in. No, wait. Jude.
Some blokes just walk down the gangways
Jude
with a
Bellingham.
full 14-inch pizza.
Not yet, no. He doesn't make the list yet.
How much should Birmingham owe? Dortmund? Okay.
No, it can't be that.
Rory, over to you. You need one.
You can't be that very confident. You're still behind.
I am going to go.
There is 2 current Premier League players on this list.
See, Billy Wiz. You can't keep helping him every time. You need to be telling me that, Bill.
Is Moises Caicedo on the list?
He is not.
What?
Ade, over to you. About a minute left. You're 3-2 up.
Alexander Isak has to be on the list.
There he is. 4th on the list.
4-2, game over, bang.
4-2.
Bang.
Florian Wirtz.
No.
What?
It's only one move.
Yeah, it's
only one move.
Similar.
No, it isn't. Newcastle bought him for 50, didn't they? Isak, and then sold him for 100 plus.
About a minute left, Ade. You've got a 2-point lead here.
Elliot Anderson.
No. Not quite. Shall I give a clue to Rory?
Yeah.
No, don't you dare. No.
Yeah. Two down.
Don't you dare. This is very personal between us.
One of these has
Actually, yes, 2 down. It's right.
One of these has played for your club.
2 down. It's right.
Club fairly recently, Rory.
Falcao.
No, more recent.
No, you can't have another guess. You can't have another guess, unfortunately, sir. Cucurella.
No.
I mean, no.
Back.
I don't really know when this ends. At some point, Ade.
It's done. The game's done.
Ade's going to win this.
Who else is in?
Still 4-2.
Higuain.
No, he was close though. Close.
Mate. Think of that kind of journeyman. Higuain, Falcao, Eto'o. How can it not be these players? You said Ibrahimovic. How can it not be him?
Don't know. I thought that was an absolute banker, Ibrahimovic.
Who have Man United bought recently? Who've Man United spent big money on?
Still 2 current Premier League
Who have Man United spent big money on?
2 current Premier League players.
One of them moved this window to a Big 6 club.
Morgan Rogers?
No.
Anyway, it's time. You've been listening to Drive on talkSPORT.
Hey, we need the answers, Bill. Who have we missed?
Rory Jennings. Yeah, it's fine. There's our one. Can you hear more?
You've got to give the answers.
It's okay. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yes, I do remember.
João Felix, you missed, Rory. That's what.
Next up, Sam Allard and Flex bring you the transfer insiders. And over on talkSPORT 2 at the same time, Natalie Sawyer and Greg Rutherford bring you live coverage of the Commonwealth Games. We're back tomorrow from 4 o'clock.
Bruno Guimaraes from my Newcastle to potentially Arsenal. Now, the thing that's given me hope is actually related to fishing, Charlie, because he's been fishing on his holidays.
Is he?
I'm not sure if he caught a £14 common carp, but he was wearing a Newcastle bucket hat, and that is something I'm massively clinging to at the moment, Crookie. But where do you see this deal right now?
Well, I think I'm right in saying he's due back at training on Friday, and at the moment there's no suggestion that he's going to follow the Alexander Isak playbook and down tools or refuse to train in order to force this move. It's no secret that he wants to join Arsenal and that Arsenal want to buy him. I think the bone of contention with Newcastle is there's not actually been